Hello, everybody. Good evening. Yeah, I know. No mic. I wasn't talking. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to go, but now I am. Good evening, everybody. Tonight, we're going to be racing here at Homestead Miami Speedway. 300 miles. Crazy. You're crazy. Anyways, 300 miles around this track. Last night, we were at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Saw a lot of action. Had a couple tempers flare throughout the race, but ultimately the beef was squashed when Vasquez crossed the line first place. So I like to think that probably helped him get over him getting spun there, but you know, we'll just have to wait and see how things pan out tonight. In the booth tonight, I have Bill the Masshole as well as Ryan Taff. Ryan Taff is actually double duty tonight. He's race control and he'll join us in the booth. How you guys doing tonight?
I'm excited to see if Vasquez can double up because he was extremely confident coming into this race.
Yep.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, when we talked to him after the race last night, he definitely was on cloud nine, loving the moment, and definitely determined to get the job done again today. Ryan, how you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm just sitting over here multitasking. Gonna be doing race control and watching the hockey game.
There you go. Yep, be
Not
race
sure
control.
how many hockey fans we have in here.
Yeah, you know, I think the community has quite a few hockey fans, so there might be some guys driving around the taking left turns, watching them skate up and down the rink. Hopefully not watching too closely, but it can be done. I mean, I've heard of guys turning on Netflix while they're doing Daytona, Talladega, but I mean, Homestead, I think it's a little bit more tricky. You got to break and shift and stuff, so.
Yeah, I can see it being a little trickier at Homestead compared to Talladega and Daytona.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Ryan, did you hear the news, Ryan, that I might actually enter the Daytona race, the Talladega race?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about doing it.
We're gonna scrape together some parts, build a race car for Bill, and see if we can get him in there.
This shouldn't be too hard.
We'll see what happens. We're gonna try it. Maybe I'll come out with some special. Nah, I won't. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I don't want to. I'm going to make a fool out of myself anyway, so I don't want to look too bad. But I will. I'm really considering it. I'm going to talk to the powers that be maybe tonight, and maybe I will come back and make my debut in Talladega. I'll be doing the Cletus McFarland. Yep. Maybe I'll do a Cletus McFarland paint scheme.
Have you driven the Cup cars much, Bill?
I'm a modified guy. I'm from New England. I do a lot of modified racing. I do truck racing on a couple of different leagues. Mm-hmm. I love my short tracks. I mean, Dega in one of these cars is, you know, I've been there before. I've done it. So I do have a little bit of experience. I will practice a lot before, so I'm not going out there crazy and wiping everybody out. But I'm just going to try to hang in the back and just wait to the end of the thing and see what happens.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. I feel like we need to have a Bill bingo board, like, and right on the board, you'll be like, I'm from New England. I'm a modified guy. Or a couple other ones. Clam chowder.
Chowder. Yeah, I'll giving him the old chowder. So, my car will. Somebody wants to do a paint scheme for me, make it look like a lobster trap.
Or just a lobster. That'd be cool. Lobster car.
Yeah, you can put a great white shark on it. We have plenty of those. Matter of fact, when I took the dogs for a walk earlier, I could see something under the water out there, and you can guarantee I'm a chubby guy. Everybody just has to outswim me, so you're not getting me in this water.
Well, looks like everybody has wrapped up qualifying, I believe. Currently on the pole, Tyler Bellinger in the 88 car, Stephen Carlisle P2, and Zach Johnson P3. Tyler making his comeback race, flu race, if you may, last night after being out last week with some scary health issues, but glad that he's back and feeling well enough to race again, being around all these crazy folks. So great job by him to get on the pole for this evening. That's a big first step here.
One thing I notice is not a lot of guys came out to race tonight. This is one of those tricky tracks. A lot of guys don't like it. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys react. Notice out front, one guy who I'm not surprised at all to see him qualified towards the front, Carlisle. He's fast here. I've seen him. I don't care what what he says. He kind of played it down a little bit, last time we talked to him, but he's fast on this track, and you see him qualified second. So he's there. 2 spots behind him is Nick Vasquez, last night's winner. Will he be able to double up? We're going to have to see, but either way, they're going to have to get around that guy who qualified first.
Yeah, I think I remember Nick having a pretty tough race here when we raced here a couple weeks ago. He might have spun on the front stretch, had some issues with the setup, so hopefully he was able to get that dialed in a little bit better. But yeah, it looks like we should be gridding here any second. Let me see if I can get that pulled up, and we'll fly through this real quick.
I'm going to give everybody a Bill the Masshole racing tip of the week. If you're ever racing a modified at South Boston Speedway and you accidentally put the linear speedway setup in it, it doesn't work. just telling you that right now. So, but let's get through this grid right here.
Let me write that down real quick. All right. All right, so working through the grid here. As I mentioned, Tyler Bellinger in the 88 car will be on the pole tonight. Stephen Carlisle, P2. Zach Johnson in the 45 car, P3. Nick Vasquez, P4. Josh Stoltz in 5th spots. Hunter Bogdan in 6th. Ted Lisby, 7th. Mason Hoffner, 8th. Michael Deitch, 9th. Corey Mott, 10th. Joe Gibbons, 11th. Tyler Krozak, 12th. Chris Emerson, 13th. Caleb Sheets, 14th. Jim Mott, 15th. Ray Gill, 16th. Jonathan Leger, or Ledger, depending on where you come from, 17th. Alan Phillips, 18th. And Noah Hunt, 19th in the 35 car.
Yeah, if you come from a 51st state, it might be Legia, but it is pronounced Ledger here in the big section of the country.
Oh man, but 51st state, that's crazy.
It's going to be a fast race tonight. I don't think we're going to see many caution flags, and if we do see caution flags tonight, it's going to be because of guys racing really hard. Don't know if we're going to see them skating around like last night. We saw that a lot. You can hear the tires screeching through the corners. Some guys could hang on to it, some guys couldn't. But Homestead is a different track. This is the 3rd configuration of this track. It used to be a mini 1.5-mile replica of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Then they got rid of that, made it an oval. Now it's the oval the way it is now, and take us to the green flag, buddy.
Yep, pace car's off, and we're green here at Homestead, Miami. You see the 88 car get a good jump on the inside, though. The outside is actually moving quicker here. Have to double check that start and see that the outside lane didn't cross the start finish before the leader did, but we'll leave that to Ryan Tabb. Going on the backstretch here, 2x2, almost 3x3. Further back, we have Josh Stoltz in the 45 and the 86 car going 3 wide through corners 3 and 4 here. So far, no cautions, so a lot of tight racing, hard racing, but everyone's still respecting each other's space for the most part.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we have some hot rods out there right now, and one of them is that Wayland car. He is flying through the field right there, the 43, kind of moving up a little bit close to Vasquez. A little bit too early to be running 4 wide that hard. Just settle down a little bit, get through, and you see him right there getting real close. That is not what you want to see, because things like that get people aggravated, and they keep driving aggravated. Next thing you know, you got issues. Right now, you see the 45 way up high on that outside line. 3 distinct lines that they're running right now as they come down the front straightaway to go through yet another lap. But out front, it's still the battle, and Bogdan. Hunter Bogdan is the guy that's chasing Vasquez right now. A different line, and what do you think as far as the line goes? We've heard everybody talk about running the high line, but it wears down your tires a little bit more. Where are you guys wanting to run right now?
Yeah, I'm definitely starting on the lower side of the track through 1 and 2, basically wrapping the bottom, and then through 3 and 4 there, the goal is to kind of get down, straddle that seam, and diamond it just a bit, but nothing too crazy. That seems to have the most pace and then also save the most early run. So we'll just have to wait and see how these guys manage their tires here. Obviously, some fellas like to really shoot out off the green, but a lot of drivers are fast over the long run, and we should see quite a few of those with the car count.
Then with this car count too, we're going to have a lot less cautions, like we mentioned earlier. The other thing is a strategy. Are we going to be getting green flag pit stops? Are we going yellow flag pit stops? And that brings up a question: how far are these cars going to be able to run on a tank of fuel tonight?
Yeah, I can't exactly remember. I want to say it's in the 60s, but yeah, can't exactly remember. Though we see Stoltz running the high line through 3 and 4. He's going to try to gain momentum coming out of the corner here and make the pass on the 88 of Bellinger. He's going to clear him down the front stretch. Bellinger's going to fall behind into second spot. So Stoltz to the front now. Bellinger P2, and behind them by about a second, we have a gaggle of cars: Nick Vasquez, Carlisle, Sheets, Johnson, all fast race car drivers. So they're working hard to separate themselves and start to work up towards these top two.
Vasquez and Carlisle want to break away from this other pack, and look who is coming up through everybody once again. We talked about him last night. Sheets in the 26. He got a really raw deal last night. He was running really fast. He was one of the guys we thought that had a really good chance to win this thing, and he just got the old hi-ya right coming out of one of the corners, and got sent for a ride, and it ruined his night. And it was really tough for him. And look at the riz on that guy. Come on. Caleb Sheets looked like a professional in his suit.
I heard he actually wears that suit while he drives. So
I would. Hey, if I looked that good, I would do it too. Save some women for the rest of us, Caleb. Come on, press it down a little bit. Put a
t-shirt on. We have a wreck on the front stretch. A big one.
Oh, there it is behind you.
A big wreck here. Saw it switching the camera. Have cars sideways.
Oh, the 86.
And caution is out, obviously, as we try to find exactly what the cause of that was. But we had quite a few cars, saw a ton of smoke. Following the 86 of Bogdan here. See, he's on the inside of Tyler Krozak. And he just breaks loose and collects the 57 of Deitch, and 30 gets in the back of the 57 there as well.
Now, did it look like Bogdan got a little bit loose there as well? Just one car went low. It looks like Bogdan gets a little bit loose too.
Yeah, he broke the back end loose off exit, and then just couldn't save it. And you see Hoffman get into the back of Deitch there.
Yeah.
What happened there is that the car on the outside of Kralchek, there's that fine line of air going between the two cars. That was Johnson behind him. That's more sucking more air right there, making it loose or making it light on his rear end, which got him loose.
Yeah, right there you can see it just break away. Yeah.
And then his tires were smoked, and that's what made him go around.
So
yeah, some of those cars behind him took hard hits.
3 cars caught up in that. Bogdan, Hoffner, and Deitch all caught up in that wreck there. Going to be heading in for some repair. We do have some cars also coming down. Might just be for tires or fuel. Not 100% sure what the play here is.
Corey Mott might be just topping off. He might be just doing strategy, just topping it off. Who knows? A couple extra laps of fuel could make a difference between lapping the field and just being on the same lap. So get a car. If he's running on a late run and he takes the lead and everybody else is in the pit, caution comes out, that little bit of extra fuel could do it. You never know.
Just a 5-second stop for Corey, so probably just topping off topping off on fuel. He might be trying to stretch for these 2 first stages, and then saving the extra set for the end. But we'll just have to keep an eye on the 77. Definitely some strategies in the work for the 77 camp, moving back up towards the front. Josh Stoltz obviously in the lead here. Tyler Bellinger holding on the P2. Vasquez will be starting on the inside underneath, or behind Stoltz rather. Currently going through the choose cone process. See cars going inside or outside, determine where they will restart here. So Vasquez
can
actually
anybody
be on the front row with Stoltz. Go ahead.
I'm just wondering, can anybody check on iRacing? See if there is a Cletus McFarland paint scheme for a cup car.
There might be
on trading paint.
Yeah. Prefer a Chevy if I have to run a. If I have to run a Ford, I will.
I don't see one on trading paints. So it might have to be an original.
That was tough to say.
Yeah.
Well, I work when I do my job. I am retired from law enforcement. My job now is I build people's dreams, help build people's dreams, custom cars, things like that. We restore everything. So I have a car in that, and that'll what it be as we're getting ready to go green one more time.
Oh, green flag. Bellinger actually gets in the back of Stoltz there, and he turns him into the wall. So Stoltz taking heavy damage on the front right of his car. That stacks up the field. Very awkward start there. See in the back, Stoltz is fading fast. He has some damage on that race car. As for the front here, Vasquez takes the lead. Carlisle at P2. And Tyler Krosek, car hard on the inside wall. Hard hit on the inside wall.
Wow.
For I'm not exactly sure who that was. And
I'm going back to look.
taking
Hoffner.
Hoffner.
Oh,
hard hit for Hoffner, and that car looks
yep.
total.
Yeah.
Tows it back to the pit. We're actually still green here, so single car incident, still green. Out front, Nick Vasquez, Steven Carlisle. As for Hoffner, his night is probably finished here.
Yeah, and as far as Stoltz go, did he spin his tires, and that's why Bellinger got into the back of him?
Yeah,
that's the way it looked.
We'll have to take a look. Just keeping an eye on the battle for first place here. Vasquez and Carlisle racing pretty tight.
Yeah, I usually try not to defend drivers, but I'll tell you what, that 88 car on that was certainly not intentional. And another car going way down low, and that's the 88 car.
Yeah, he might have had to catch a slide, maybe. I don't know. I didn't quite see what the cause of that was, but yeah, going way down the track there on the backstretch. Able to get back up in the line. You see Carlisle moving down as Nick Vasquez throws a block. That's going to leave a low corner for Vasquez. Carlisle going to try to work the outside here, get momentum out of 1 and 2. Though Vasquez does a good job keeping the speed through the corner, and he's going to be able to clear him just fine coming down the backstretch.
Yeah, that was a little bit too early for blocking like that. I mean, we're lap 15, in my opinion. Yeah. But, hey, I'm up here in the booth. He's down there on the track fighting for a championship, so he can do whatever he wants. But right now, you're going to see that the 22 car did lead that lap, and Carlisle is still battling him there. Carlisle goes way deep in the corner there, and once again, here comes the 26 of Sheets coming up. Sheets goes low. He's going to take a run here on the inside. He might take over the second spot, and he does. He clears him.
Yeah, Carlisle kind of got fixated on trying to pass the 22, allowed the 26 to reel his way back up to those cars, and 26 able to make an inside pass on the 88 coming out of 2. So now Sheets in second, Carlisle third. Both of these cars working hard to work their way back up to the 22 contested lead.
Yeah, and guess who's sneaking up like an invisible man? Mr. Gill in that 55 car slid up in the 7th spot right now. He's having a pretty good run. The 48 cars in 6th spot. He's just trying to get some clean air, I think, to the front of that thing. He does not like running side by side, but he's running about a lap, I don't know, a half a lane higher than the car in front of him, but he just got the slide job there.
Yeah, Tyler Krozak up 6 spots. Might have had a bad qualifying, but normally he's pretty quick. Just in front of him, Alan Phillips actually up 13 spots. Our biggest move of the day currently, though you see him get passed to the outside there by Tyler Krozak, and I believe Ray Gill is actually going to try to take the spot from him as well.
Phillips, another guy who got hi-ya'd last night by somebody. He got the chowder, as they say, and he got... Man, he had a pretty tough hit the end of his night last night. Right now, the 77 of Corey Mott, bright yellow car. He's hanging around in 7th spot. Did see him come down and just get fuel earlier and just slowly working away. He's just going to maintain to the end of this thing, just like we saw him do last night. We saw him get involved in that wreck and just took the opportunity to keep coming down, getting his car fixed, and then he almost won the thing. So he's doing his thing, just hanging in the back. But out front, Vasquez is doing his thing. He loves leading these races, and he did say he was going to be fast tonight.
Yeah, well, you can control a race at your own pace. And if cars want to get around you, all you got to do is just pull some dirty air on their front end, and that kills their speed.
Yep.
Stoltz looking on the inside of Joe Gibbons is going to try to make the pass here through 3 and 4. Don't know if that 43 car is at his max potential. Currently, you see some damage on the front right side on that restart, but after sliding back a number of spots, Stoltz trying to claw his way back up to the front end of this thing. So back up to the front. Nick Vasquez still up front. Caleb Sheets about 3/10 behind, and then behind Caleb Sheets is Stephen Carlisle by about 2/10. And Carlisle up near the wall where he feels very comfortable. See him running the wall on numerous tracks, and I guess Homestead Miami is another track that he feels comfortable doing that.
He was saying last night that he was comfortable running up there, and his setup would not let him run the bottom.
Yes, he did, and you know he's obviously comfortable with it because last night he did the same thing. So I think he's right now just trying to find his rhythm, find his groove, and he's just going to hang out and just wait to the end of this thing. And there he is right there, invisible ring. Just hang it out. It's a 66, not 55. I'm sorry. I'm old. My eyes aren't what they used to be.
It's all right, Bill. No worries. Yeah, I saw these 4 kind of just... they were dancing with each other a bit, 2 by 2. Seems like they're able to get it single file now, though. It looks like Ray Gill is trying to take a spot here from Bellinger. Bellinger's going to actually clear him and have quite a run on the inside of the 48 of Tyler Krozak. He's going to look to try to make a pass here through 3 and 4 on the 48. So the 48 does a good job keeping the momentum rolling that middle lane. See if he can put the power down and get out of the corner. And he's going to be side by side with the 88 coming down the front stretch here.
I'm wondering if that 88 car is just going to hang out. He had a moment earlier. We weren't sure what happened to him. We don't know if he had to catch a slide or if he got bored or what, but he was running fast earlier and he had an issue on the restart. I don't know if he got damage from that as well, but right now he seems to be just kind of picking his own pace, not really worrying about points or anything. It seems like he's just trying to survive to the next caution or at least a stage so he can get some more work done to that thing.
Yep, crossing the line that time, 25 laps into this 200-mile race here. 25 laps into this first 45-lap stage. So a little bit past halfway in this first stage here. Cars are starting to spread out. We should see a long green flag run, though we have some cars racing side by side. Definitely out of the most dangerous part, or the part most likely to bring out a caution, and that's the restarts, obviously.
Is that 48 car running really well tonight again?
Yep, Tyler Krozak finishing 2nd place, I believe, last night, right? Yeah, P2.
Yeah. Yeah, I mentioned it last night, and I'll mention it again tonight. Just the maturity that he has shown in the last, few months is really remarkable. He's been putting a lot of time into iRacing apparently, and he was very competitive last night. And I said it last night. I'll say it again. We're going to see him in victory lane by the end of this year.
Yep, and Corey Mott slowly making his way up through this field after pitting to top off on fuel. See him underneath the 66 here, going to try to slide the car up in front of him out of the corner. He's able to do so successfully, so taking the spot from the 66. So the 66 making the crossover move on the inside of the 77, coming through 3 and 4 here. He's going to try to make a stick on the low side. 77 is going to ride up near the wall, try to gain momentum coming down the front stretch. So Ray Gill takes the spot back coming down the front stretch. So Corey also doing the double crossover coming across the start finish. He's going to try to put the pass on the 66 again. These guys are trading positions over the past couple of laps. Let's see if Corey does another slide job here in front of Ray. And Ray
looks like Gill's got the momentum. He's going to easily get the crossover on that one. Man, he's coming like a freight train down the back end right there. And man, he is just ripping.
And through all this, Stoltz actually starting to crawl up too, so he's in the picture. Mott in the wall, but looks like 66 got loose out of the corner, not able to put the power down too low down the track, which causes your car to jut out on you at times. So through all that, Corey Mott able to make the pass work eventually, and Stoltz also able to slide past Ray Gill there. So still some races here, even though we're spread out.
I think I heard him yell, "Oh, sheets!" on that one, because his hands were crossed over. He almost lost it. No pun intended to the 26 car, by the way. I just had to keep it clean. Speaking of clean, keeping it PG, and speaking of keeping it clean, is that 22 car a lot of clean air, and so doesn't Sheets. Sheets in a great position right now, just hanging out. Not really anybody in front of him to disrupt his air. Not really anybody behind him to give him any pressure. Plus, they're still racing side by side, so that's only going to be good for him.
Yep, and we saw the 45 of Zach Johnson just pass the 81 of Stephen Carlisle on the outside there. So Carlisle fading just a bit as his green flag run continues. We heard Carlisle mention that this isn't his favorite track. Seemed to be fast on the short run, early run, but running up near the wall there, that kind of does a number on your tires as the run goes on. So he did elect to try to save a set of tires last night. He actually had 2 open sets of tires, or non-used tires last night, to spare in case there was a late caution, but obviously that never came out. So might see some similar strategy tonight. We'll just have to see how the cautions come out this evening. But 32 laps into this first 45 lap stage. Go ahead, Will.
I noticed last night when he was running that high line, it took him a couple of laps before he really started getting the momentum, before his car started working high and his speed started going up. And, we're kind of seeing the same thing right now. He bounced off the wall a couple of times last night, and he's doing it again tonight. So it's kind of like, instead of the Darlington stripe here, it's the Miami stripe. So
it's definitely using the wall.
You can see the black marks all over. He's not the only one that's done it, and he's not going to be the last one. So a couple of cars are starting to work their way up on that high line.
Yeah, you see the 35 of Noah Hunt working on the 43
to do, folks. So especially if you have a single screen, and if you have a VR or triple screens, it's a lot easier than trying it any other way, but it's nerve-wracking.
And caution's out with 34 laps. 34 laps in his first 45 lap stage.
The 48. 48 is, I noticed he's fallen through the field.
Spun.
Oh, he lost it. Oh, he kept it clean so far. Look it down. Oh, he managed to do it. Nice job. He's still trying to hold on to it. Still trying to hold on to it. Oh, man. Who was it last night that we saw do the same thing to the grass?
Romano.
No, it wasn't Romano. It was. I thought it was somebody else. Was really had to hang on to it.
Yeah, they were saving it for the entire front stretch. It felt like.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you talking about? I'm drawing a blank on the name.
Yeah, me
I don't
too.
think Romano was there last night, was he?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, he was.
Oh, he just see, he was working up in that high line and he just got loose, and man.
Yeah, I just got on the power a little bit too aggressively, and the car shot down the track. And you hear him pedaling that thing, trying to get it sorted. But... Well said. Man. Yeah, well said.
Oh, he's not done yet. I can hear. Oh, I can hear it. I bet you his parents are yelling his middle name at him right now.
Oh, guaranteed.
So caution is out. That brings the 22 car back to the rest of the pack here. Looking through the standings, the live timing here, it does seem like we have numerous cars that came down pit lane. Bellinger, Stoltz, Lisby, Deitch, Krozak, Jim Mott, rather, all came down. Steven Carlisle also came down pit lane. So those guys, I think they got fuel and tires. They're probably going to flip the stage here, and we'll stay out as we reach the end of the first stage.
The Stolz just did a stop and go, it looks like. Carlisle, 4 tires and gas. Bellinger, 4 tires and gas. Krawcheck, Mott, Lisby, all gas and tires.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Tyler? Tyler out of the pits?
Yeah, he should be.
Let's get him up to the booth. Let's get him up in the booth.
All right, let me see here. Mr. Krozak, you're in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, so it looks like you're trying to save the car down the entire front stretch.
I could hear your mom yelling at you, all 3 names. What is your middle name, by the way?
James.
No way.
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
Oh, man, what a good guess. See that? I can hear it. You know they're angry at you when they yell your middle name, don't you, right?
Oh, yeah. No, whenever they say it, whenever the middle name comes out, stuff's going down.
Yeah, but hey, man, remember that story? Remember that story you told me about how you and your friend stole that car and you were running from the cops and you had to get away from the cops? You know,
I said we weren't talking about this, man.
Well, allegedly. Yeah,
allegedly. Everything's allegedly.
You were driving it like you stole it right there, but you didn't hit anything. So congratulations on that great move.
Yeah, no, we're fighting really loose here, really loose off. Tightened it up a little bit. We're restarting 5th row in the inside here, so hopefully it goes a little bit better.
All right, we'll get you back up.
All right,
good luck here.
Thank you.
That was
a violation on the 26.
Oh no! What was the violation on the 26?
Choose cone.
No!
I posted announcements on where I wanted him to be when they were choosing, and he did not comply. He went straight down the middle.
Yeah, well, we've all done that before, and I tell you what, that may not be a bad thing for him to be in the back right now. So it's still early; he's got plenty of time to come forward, you know. But the way some of these guys are loose, maybe it's not a bad thing, especially when you see that right there.
I believe that was Alan Phillips and Joe Gibbons maybe there that got together. But yeah, these restarts definitely lively here as cars can choose from a numerous amount of lanes to run. See 77 Corey Mott moving up, now sitting 6th spot, battling for the 5 spot with the 88. See Carlisle, who's on fresh tires, work underneath the 77. So Carlisle went in for tires and fuel. He's going to try to drive his way back up to the front here before the end of the stage.
man, this looks like the Massachusetts Turnpike at about 5:30 in the afternoon. Everybody making their own lanes, driving as fast as they can, just trying to hold on to their cars as they come out of the corner right now. You see the 48 car trying to hold on to the back of the 45, and I think he's going to be all right for the end of the stage. Only 5 laps to go.
Yeah, Krosek winning for tires, so he
he did get new tires.
He's pushing the issue a little bit too hard there. Actually, you see him get into the back of Zach Johnson, getting him a little bit loose. I don't know if he actually made contact or.
I don't know if he made contact. Was that a little? Maybe he just took the wind off of him, or was that net code?
Take a look at it. But guaranteed, Zach is not happy about it.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine that.
That's if you made contact.
He did?
No, just air got off of his spoiler.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Krosek definitely driving hard here on those fresh tires. He actually gets the 9 loose too. I don't know if he got into the back move there. He's driving underneath him now. So
I don't think
giving him a shot.
Man,
coming out of the corner. I don't know if the 9 just got loose above him and came down just a bit, but Krosek definitely driving to the front of this thing. And if
guaranteed,
if
Krozek's
he's making
not making any
contact with
friends.
different cars, I'm not exactly sure, but.
well, he's trying to get as many points as he can. He's running for a championship. But
Bellinger
what's happening is
to the
his
front
car
there
is
on the outside. Sorry, Bellinger made his pass for the lead here. Bellinger was one of the cars that went in for tires. Behind him, Carlisle actually also went in for tires. So Vasquez dropping back just a bit on those old tires, trying to hold off Krosek, who's on his inside. We saw these 2 cars have a run-in last night, though it looks like Krosek is able to make the pass. Will be able to make the pass here pretty cleanly with the fresh tires on the car.
No, I think what was going on with Tyler is he is just so much faster than these other cars who was getting up behind him. I don't think he was intentionally trying to wreck him at all. It's just his car was just lightning fast compared to these guys. And right now, he's just on a tear, and he's going to be in 3rd spot by the time we finish this. He's already in 3rd spot, so if these guys keep racing like that, he might be fighting up there even further. But Ballinger right now has his hands full with the 81 car of Carlisle.
That's the white flag of the stage.
It's getting good. Ballinger takes the low line. Carlisle surprisingly takes the high line. Not as high as he's been running, but he definitely is working that higher line as he gets some great momentum coming off the corner, trying to catch up to the 88 of Ballinger. Behind him, Stoltz is trying to get away from the 48 of Krysik, but it's not really working that well. Vasquez is sitting there surviving in 20 seconds with the 22 and 5th spot with those old tires. But as we come across the start-finish line, it's going to be all Ballinger for the lead of this thing. Caution still not out till the 10th. Oh, there it is right there. So 3rd caution of the race. This one's the stage. And Ballinger, Carlisle, Stoltz, Krosik, and Vasquez will be your top 5. Mott and Mott sounds like a law firm. They're going to be in 6th and 7th. Johnson and Lisby, another law firm. They're in 8th and 9th. And then Mr. Phillips will wind up 10th. That 9 card to take the last spot for the points.
Yep, definitely an interesting end of that stage as we saw some cars come in for fuel and tires on that caution with about 10 laps left in the stage. Bellinger, one of those cars, able to work his way back up to the front. Carlisle and Stoltz also cars that came down, so they should be staying out here. Stoltz actually had some damage on their front right side. Looks like he was able to get it worked on just a bit and get some of that pace back in that 43. So I know he's had a couple of races where he's been battling wheel damage for most of the race. So hopefully the damage to the 43 wasn't anything too crazy.
Oh, what makes me nervous is the last time he was out front, he got run over. Maybe not intentional. I don't know if he got loose, missed a gear or something. Who knows? Everything has happened, you know. So no, he's coming back in the pits. He's coming back in with Vasquez. I thought Vasquez already went to the pits. Did he not?
Vasquez
no, he just
No, Vasquez stayed out.
He
I
did
think
stay.
Stoltz. No, Vasquez. He did stay out. He didn't go in for pits on that last caution.
He's in the pits now, getting fresh tire after getting the points. So,
yep.
Little strategy play right there.
Let's go back real quick. Take a look at the 48. See if he does make contact with the 9 car of Alan Phillips here.
That's the one I didn't look at. Yeah, it looks like he was pushing him into the corner.
Yeah,
well, Tyler, if you're listening, Tyler, I've been watching the big case up here in Massachusetts called the Karen Reed trial, and there's this lawyer called the DUI guy. Great lawyer, he's awesome. You might want to give him a call because you might get sued for a new bumper sticker on that one.
And I can't help but notice too. It looks like Phillips tried to retaliate just a bit, though.
How it did.
He was trying to turn him into the wall.
Was it retaliation, or did he just take the air off the side of the car? You know, maybe he got loose a little. You know.
I mean, I'm not a tattletale. I'm just trying to call it what happened. But that was pretty funny to watch. But we'll keep an eye on those two for the rest of the night.
Get me in the where are they? What teams are they in? I'll go in and I'll start a beef so we can have a nice, good old-fashioned rivalry war. That'd be fun. Oh, is that the 88 car going to the rear?
Did 88 get penalized?
Yeah, well.
Oh, okay.
Same thing.
And pace car lights are off. I believe Stephen Carlisle is in control of this field with Vasquez just behind him, 48 on starting the outside, and Jim Mott, like different zip code on that restart. It's just miles behind the 48 car. So very passive restart there by Jim Mott. See Corey on his inside.
Everybody trying to get the momentum going down the back straightaway now. Group of cars back to 2 wide, not quite 3 wide, but they're going to get it sorted out before they go into turns 3 and 4. Right now is your typical cast of characters out front: Carlisle, Vasquez, and Kreisdick. But we've got the Motts who just got broken up by Phillips in that 9 car, and
she's putting the 45 car in a precarious position there. Looks like the 45 just kind of got checked up and caused a little bit of a stack, though they're able to get it sorted. Corey Mott drives way down the track, try to get some clean air. He's going to enter this 3 and 4 corner really low. It's going to allow the cars behind him to get some momentum on him if he keeps floating up the track here. You see Alan Phillips very much on the low side. Tough to put the power down there, though. Looks like he makes it stick. Side by side with the 48. We saw these two just have a run-in at the end of that first stage, and they're side by side again here. Tyler Krozak to the outside of the 9 machine. 9 machine's not going to give any space to the 48. It's going to slide the car up in front of his bumper there and clear the 48. And now Sheets is looking to do the same thing to the 48 coming through 3 and 4.
I tell you what, I'm watching guys bouncing off each other, bouncing off the walls. They're driving very aggressively for being not even halfway through this race yet.
Caleb goes down the track. He just exited too low on 4, and that just gets the car all out of whack, and he drops to the back of this thing after that. Lucky to keep the car down, but he's got to be super careful coming out of 4 here. If you come out too low, then the car really does not like any power to the rear. Back up to the top 5 here, we have the 9, 77, 48, 66 of Ray Gill, and 43 Josh Stoltz, all battling here for the about 3rd through fifth or sixth spot rather. Currently, Alan Phillips is leading this gaggle of cars. Siege Stoltz look underneath the 77 here. 77 trying to keep the momentum and keep the position coming down the backstretch. Looks like Stoltz is going to be on the inside of Corey Mott. Mott trying to throw a little bit of a block on the inside. And we are 3 wide, coming to 3 and 4 here. Grey Gill on the top, Mott in the middle, Stoltz on the bottom. Corey backing out just a bit. Ray's going to have a lot of momentum coming out in the front stretch here. Mott is the loser and Ray is the winner. He's going to clear 2 cars and get 2 positions in 1 corner.
Yeah, I don't think Mott's a loser. I think Mart was the most level-headed person in that argument right there. He just backed out of it a little bit, and she said it's really not worth it. It's way too easy.
Yep.
So
I mean,
cooler heads prevailed, and he's still running. Yeah, and yeah, I'm watching these guys really crashing their tires really early in the stage. I mean, we're only into the stage 10 laps, and I don't know if they're expecting another caution, but if they start fanning out, it's going to make it harder to get a caution. But going back to what happened to Sheets, now as you're coming out of the corner like that, correct me if I'm wrong, but you downshifted and you're in fourth gear, correct?
So yes, yep.
So if you're coming out of there in 4th gear, RPMs, is that what's spinning the car? Would it help if they just started going through there in 5th gear?
So I mean, being in 5th, I think you shift up to 5th down the front stretch there, but you shift down to 4th coming to 1 and 2 here. So you're in 4th the entire backstretch onto through 3 and 4. I believe. I can't 100% remember, but you see the 9 and 48 cars side by side again. Hard racing by those two. Still able to keep it clean. Stoltz looking on the inside of Tyler Krozak now. Stoltz has some pace back in that race car. He took a hard hit into the wall on that restart. See Krozak get a bit of a bobble coming out of the corner. That's going to cost him a bit of time and allow Stoltz to slide up in front of the 48.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Ray Gill had a little something to do with that. Maybe taking the air off the side of the car there. And, you know, we've seen it a lot tonight, and obviously it's affecting all the cars. And there goes the 48. The 48 go to the right. Oh, the 48 just went down. Did he hit the wall?
He did not.
He did not hit the wall. Wow.
Able to keep it off the wall and coming back up top now here to the leaders. I saw the split get extremely tight. These guys are kind of in their own race. Most of the pack is about 2.5 to 2 3/4 seconds behind these two. But Nick Vasquez currently leading the race. Carlisle in P2.
Carlisle's probably back there listening to country music because he's not in any rush to get up to Vasquez. He's just riding around waiting for Vasquez to burn up the stuff. There's the 9 car right there of Phillips, charging 4th right now in 3rd spot.
Just trying to go back here and see if I can spot what happened to the 48. See the 48 coming out of the corner. And Ray Gill might have just gotten a tiny piece of the 48 car there, though not 100% sure. But that just gets him loose enough to slide down the track. He's able to keep it off the wall. So no cautions out, but Krozak losing a handful of spots. And he's going to have to claw his way back up to the leaders here if he wants a good result.
Yeah, well, if he was smart, he would just wait to the next caution. We are going to have another caution. Just hang out where you are. He's got plenty of time to fight his way back up. We saw him do it before. We know he has a fast car, and he can come from the back to the front. So if I was him, after what just happened, you know, his seat cushion is probably a little moist right now because, you know, you just take your time and ride it back and just wait to the next caution, fix your car, go out there and kick some butt again.
Yep, and I was just noticing the split between Vasquez and Carlisle. It looks like Carlisle might have gotten a little bit loose or something because he dropped back about 1.5 seconds behind Vasquez. So not 100% sure what the issue was, but Vasquez has has some clear space in front of him and behind him. So great job by him to be able to build that gap, and he should continue to dominate the second stage if we stay green here. Back through the field, it looks like Corey Mott trying to make a pass on Zach Johnson. Almost self-clears himself, but Zach Johnson backs out just a bit. I believe they're teammates, so hopefully they're on the radio there, working together to get that pass sorted out. See Noah Hunt on the outside of Zach Johnson now coming out onto the backstretch. He's going to try to use momentum to make a pass here, though he's tucked in behind Zach Johnson for now.
Man,
And Bellinger in the 88 behind Noah Hunt here. Moving back ahead, you see Gill work on the outside of the 26 of Sheets there. He's trying to line up a pass on Stoltz. He's going to ride the wall here. Sheets is on the inside of Gill. Stoltz on the bottom here. So these cars all fanned out through 1 and 2. Gill's going to put a power move on the outside. He's now even in passing Stoltz down the backstretch. Sheets and Stoltz bang it into each other down the backstretch here. So Sheets actually able to make the pass on the inside of Stoltz. Ray Gill makes the pass on the outside, so Stoltz loses 2 spots there, and now he has Corey Mott on his bumper.
Well, you know, those guys, you saw him beating and banging right there. You know, Stoltz came off the corner. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they touched or just came real close, but I think that Sheets took exception to Stoltz riding them low off the corner. Yeah, so it kind of came down a little bit on him and made him go a little bit low, try to get him loose. But I think that's what that was all about. But hopefully cooler heads prevail and they settle it down. As you see Stoltz there, that is Stoltz, I think, touching the wall. No, that's Corey Mott
there. Yeah, I was gonna say, sometimes when you're in the middle like Stoltz was there, it can be kind of hard to know exactly what your spacing is, so you end up being the slowest car through the corner, which might have happened there. You don't really have the benefit of running the low or the high line. You're kind of just stuck in limbo, but ultimately able to keep it clean and keep the car in one piece. Back up towards the front here, you see Alan Phillips contesting Carlisle, who's fallen back quite a bit from Vasquez, actually now being passed, so Carlisle slides into 3rd position. Phillips up 16 spots from the start of this race, now sitting P2 with the only car in front of him, Vasquez, though Vasquez up about 2.82 seconds now, so a tall order for Phillips if he wants to try to catch him before the end of the 2nd stage.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it looks like Phillips might be a little bit faster, but Vasquez might be saving. Vasquez probably can't see what's happening right now unless he's watching his switchboard. But these guys are still going to battle it out a little bit, and it's going to slow them down. But Phillips is closing that gap. So I think they're down to... Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's gained. Ooh. Sorry about that. Yeah, see, that slowed him down because he had closed it up a little bit, and then he got into it with Carlisle, slowed him down even more. But it's all in Vasquez's hands right now. 3-second lead. Middle of the stage, he's loving it. He's doing the old McDonald right now. He's loving it.
Yeah, we're looking at the live timing here. Vasquez ran a 34.10 that last lap. Phillips ran a 34.16. So Vasquez still faster than Phillips here by just a slither of a margin, though it seems like Caleb Sheets actually the fastest car that lap. Don't know if he had a little bit of a draft though. Don't see any cars in front of him, so he's currently running the fastest lap. Ray Gill giving Corey something to look at on the backstretch there. It doesn't deter Corey at all. He's going to continue to run his line through 3 and 4 here. Gill still behind Corey. 6th position behind Gill. Johnson and Stoltz battling side by side through 1 and 2 now.
Here within the next few laps though, Vasquez is going to be catching Deitch.
Gotcha. So you heard it from Brian there that Vasquez already driving around to a couple of the stragglers in the back of the pack. So lap cars will be an obstacle that these leaders will have to work through. As we're about halfway through the 2nd stage here at Homestead Miami Speedway, and I actually just noticed that I forgot to update the tower overlays, so no one look at that while I switch it to say Miami 300 instead of Vegas 300.
I didn't even notice. I was too busy watching the race.
I didn't even notice it either.
Well, I shouldn't have said anything because it says Miami now. So. I'm my biggest
do little
critic.
Easter
And Noah Hunt
Man,
now
it's
looking
almost
under the 43 here. He's going to try to get the pass done here, coming out onto the front stretch. Needs to get a slide job done if he wants to make it work, and he does. So loses a spot to the 35. Noah Hunt up 11 spots. And let's take a look at some of our other biggest movers. Ray Gill up 10 spots, sitting P6. Caleb Sheets up 10 spots as well, sitting P4. But the biggest mover of the race, as I mentioned before, Alan Phillips in the 9 Toyota machine, up 16 spots, currently sitting 3.26 seconds to 6 seconds behind the leader, Vasquez.
Vasquez is on easy street right now. He's, you know, maybe you thought he was a little bit cocky earlier. Maybe people thought he was confident, but right now he's backing up his statement. He said he was going to be good, and you know, when you got a almost 3.5 second lead over second spot, he's in control of this race just like he was last night.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried just by his last performance here, but you know, I really think he might have made some bad adjustments to the car last time we were here at Miami. The track temperature might have bothered him a bit, so he wasn't feeling super comfortable in the race car. But today it seems like he's just cruising along, putting on the fastest laps without much of a fight in the wheel at all. Let's go on board with him for a quick lap here and see how he's getting it done.
I hear him downshift as he comes to the corner and eases on the gas. And this is where we've seen a lot of people get loose. You're in 4th gear, higher RPM, little touch your gas pedal. If you're in 5th gear, you have the lower RPM, and it's probably not going to spin the tires as much as it would in 4th gear. But, you know, it's just a lot of speed you're going to lose.
Yep, and it is such a luxury to be up at the front of this thing without any dirty air, anyone to worry about. No one's taking away your lines. You can really just run the best tire-saving line through here and save your stuff while still maintaining the speed. So Vasquez doing a great job here in the second stage as we're counting down the laps till that next planned caution comes out on lap 90.
And look at the gap that Phillips has put on Sheets as well. He's hauling the mail, as they say, trying to. I don't think he's trying to catch Vasquez. I think he's just trying to stay way out in front of that 26 car. That 26 car is a dangerous car. He's very fast. We've seen him almost every race this year running towards the front. So.
Yep, and it looks like the fastest car on the racetrack right now is that 77 machine, Corey Mott, running the fastest lap by about 2/10 that last time. He's slowly pulling in Sheets here. Don't know if he'll be able to work his way up to Phillips before the end of the stage, but just noted on these long runs as we prepare for the third and final stage that the 77 has some speed in him.
I know what they're waiting for me to say.
Sorry, go ahead, Bill.
I know what they're waiting for me to say about Corey Mott, and I'm not going to say it.
Oh, what's that? I don't know.
I'm not going to say that he's a saver. I'm not saying it.
Oh. Yeah. I remember you mentioning that last night.
That Pepsi machine brings back memories.
The Bill bingo board.
Yeah, the bingo. Yeah.
You gotta have it ready for next week?
When is Talladega race? Is Talladega next week?
I think so.
No, next week is Martinsville and what is it? Martinsville and Bristol, or I forget.
I just don't want to have to do any shifting.
Oh, Martinsville, Darlington.
Darlington. That's right. Okay.
Then Bristol, Dega.
Corey Mott has all but reeled in the 26 here. He's already to the bumper, coming to 3 and 4. He's going to run the high line, not the high line, but the high line. That means he's in the wall. Using the wall to rotate the car, coming onto the front stretch. He still has speed in that thing. Sheets trying to put the power down on a more traditional line. Though the 77 here able to keep a lot of energy in the car regardless of getting up into the wall. You see him running the high line here again through 1 and 2. He's going to have some pace coming down the backstretch here. You see Sheets catch the car down the track. That's going to move him out of the way to the 77 machine. So Corey Mott up to P3, up 7 spots with about 10 laps left in the second stage. Corey Mott now on P3. Next car on the list, Alan Phillips for him.
If you run that high line just right and bounce it off the wall at the right time, it will give you speed going down that front stretch.
Yep.
I've done that a few times, I'm not going to lie.
I think, yeah, we all have. Like, we get up in the wall, we're like, oh, that's actually not too bad.
You just got to time it just right on when you bounce it off the wall. Because if you do it wrong, then you're going to be spinning or you're going to be magnetic to the wall.
Yep.
One guy who's...
Sorry, go ahead, Bill.
One guy who's praying for a caution right now is Deitch in the 57 car. The only car a lap down. So if he can get a caution right now, he'll be back on the lead lap. And
man, look at that damage.
He would love to make another pit stop to get just a little bit more of the damage fixed on that car. The fact that he's only one lap down,
loose and he spins it up the track. He's on the racing surface, so we should see a caution come out here, and we do.
Caution is out
on lap 82 here, 37 of 45 in the second stage.
Oh man!
I just was looking through the live timing, saw Tyler's name, clicked on his name, and he was loose exiting the fourth corner there. So I was wondering why he had fallen back so much, but I guess he just overheated the tires. We saw him get loose on the front stretch a couple times.
I just got word from Deitch. Bill, you spoke them words for his free pass into existence.
Actually, did I? Because no. Tyler was the reason for the caution, so he cannot get the lucky dog. So it'll go to Michael Deitch.
Yep. No, that was. Yeah, that's it.
The caution came out before Tyler went a lap down, so you'll get the way. You'll be able to go back on the lead lap because the leader wasn't up to him yet.
Oh, so he will not get the.
So Deitch will get the lucky dog.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
So we can.
He owes me one.
See Tyler Krauze kind of all by himself here. And the front end of that car starts to dip on him, and he just hits the apron, and that upsets the car, gets him spinning. It's Tyler Krauze. And you know, it's tough to go from racing at Vegas to Homestead Miami Speedway just the next night. You don't have a lot of time to prep after Vegas unless you've done so beforehand, so might see some of these fast guys who we saw last night struggle just a bit, though Vasquez not showing any bit of that struggle. Consistently fast through the stages here. So
one thing that I noticed about last night and tonight is this was right around the time we saw a couple of guys struggling with the car, and it was almost like they were waiting for later in the track for the track to cool down a little bit, and this was just a bad time. It was just right dab in the middle of the race, but you know, we saw Tyler, he's been struggling with that car. It's been extremely loose for him for a while. So some of these setups, like Vasquez, seems to improve with time. You know, the more laps he gets, the faster he gets. Where I think a few of these other guys kind of are the opposite. So make some adjustments now if you can. You got plenty of time.
Yep, and I think if I can remember correctly, the track actually started to cool down a little bit as the race went on. Don't know if they're seeing similar weather pattern here, but as the coolness comes and track temp comes down, there's even more speed to be had in these race cars. So we'll keep an eye on that as we finish stage 2 and kick off our third and final stage.
I'm not sure if the 48 might have gotten a lot more damage than we thought, because the 48 is out of the race.
Yeah, it might have just felt like the car just wasn't cooperating, didn't like how the evening was going. So definitely not my style, but
I think, you know, he kind of hit that outside wall. You know, if he has 4 minutes of damage or if he has 3 minutes of mandatory damage, he's going to be laps down. So kind of a frustrating night for the 48. But that'll give Gibbons a chance to gain a couple of positions. getting ready to go green one more time. Vasquez out front with Phillips. Let's see what the 9 can do now that he's starting with Vasquez. And Vasquez doesn't get a good start. It looked like Vasquez was spinning his tires or something there, and Mott came up and gave him the chowder, so to speak, on the back bumper, and now the 77 is going to try the outside. They're 3 wide behind them. That can't be good coming out of this corner with, oh man, they managed to do it.
Yeah,
and there's that 35 car.
They're restarting on pretty old tires here. We see them 3 wide through 3 and 4. Noah Hunt up near the wall, Carlisle center, and Sheets on the very bottom there. We have a car, Ray Gill, way down the track into the painted asphalt there, coming back around. We're 4 wide now, 4 wide through 1 and 2. You see Noah Hunt up top. Sheets get loose on the bottom. Carlisle getting the Sheets just a bit, gonna send him down the track. Sheets still trying to collect that car, but 4 wide just doesn't work here. Unless you guys completely are aware of where each other are at, but still green here. 43 45, so 2 laps left until we throw the mandatory cautions here for the second stage. See Carlisle look underneath of Alan Phillips now. Corey Mott way up the track.
One thing I just saw back there.
Hunt into the wall hard. Hunt into the wall hard. He's trying to save that car out of the wall. Though it seems like his handling is completely gone in that machine. The caution's out again. 43 out of 45 laps. I believe that might be stage. I'll have to get confirmation on that. So that is stage here. Noah Hunt bringing out the caution there. We'll have to take a look exactly what happened.
Huh.
Go back, take a look. See Noah Hunt in the 35 up top above. Alan Phillips gets loose. 35 gets loose and starts to dip down towards the 9 machine, and that just sends him back up into the wall, and that car is toast.
Yeah, plus don't forget he still had a lot of damage before, so after all that work he hit the wall hard there, and he may be the next victim. Now, I was gonna say Vasquez coming down with Mott. Couple of cars staying out. Not quite halfway through this race. We have 110 laps. You figure 2 more caution flags.
Yeah, you know,
we haven't seen a green flag pit stop yet. So maybe that is coming.
I know we had green flag pit stops in Phoenix. We didn't have any last night in Vegas, but tonight, with the 110 laps until the end of this thing, we'll probably have the opportunity for some green flag stops. But as for the guys in the field, Carlisle looks like he pitted lap 83, so he's on 7 lap old tires. Less green flag laps than 7 laps. I think it was only about 6 or 5 green flag laps on those tires, so fairly fresh for Carlisle there. He might be able to work some strategy and still maintain pace up front and get fresh tires and drive it to the end. We'll just have to wait and see how that pans out. Stoltz also electing a very similar strategy in on lap 83. Jim Mott also in on lap 83. So this top 3 cars not on fresh tires, but they are on fresher tires, and well, less fresh tires than the guys behind them, but tires aren't too bad, basically is all I'm trying to say. They're like Publix organic section fresh, not like Whole Food fresh, you know.
Hey, don't ever put down a pub subs rule.
Where I live, there isn't a Publix, so I don't know what Publix is.
Oh man, it's a grocery store, and they make the great subs. pack a couple of those, go to the beach when I'm down in Florida. Oh, heck yeah!
Yeah.
Right now, I'm looking forward to this green flag run. So we're going to have 109 laps as this next stage. So
we'll do a quick
as long.
We'll do a quick crank it up at the start of this thing. How about that?
Absolutely.
Like
don't have the biggest field, so it won't have the full effect, but we'll do our best. We'll do our best. Pace cars off. Roll into the green here. Stephen Carlisle in command of this field. And we are green flag again. Coming out of the crank it up, totally not a bathroom break. Looks like Nick Vasquez sitting P3, Carlisle P2, Josh Stoltz. Sorry, I'm trying to make a try to see what's going on with the live timing here. It looks like Stoltz actually is P1, Carlisle P2, Vasquez P3, Corey Mott behind them by about a second in P4. Field has done a good job of spreading out here, setting up for this long green flag run here at the start of third and final stage.
I might fall asleep if they're spread out.
We'll wake you up.
So we'll wake you up before green flag stops.
I mean, you can try it, but it won't work. I'm not a sleeper.
Man, Stoltz is just happy as can be right now out there with that nice clean air.
Yeah, he's running the fastest times. Does have all the clean air to work with. His tires are about 5 laps older than Vasquez, who's in P3, and Mott, who's in P4. So we'll keep an eye on Stoltz to see if he can maintain the pace throughout the run. But definitely nice to have all that clean air in front of you and behind you, actually, not having to worry about the fin. So see if Stoltz can keep the pace up. We know he had some damage on that front right side early in this race. Car was about perfect now though, so he should be in full control of what happens here.
We'll see if Carlisle can close in and how fast he closes in, if he can. And that 81 car still running that high line, and right now it looks like
really committed to that thing.
He is, man. You got to give the guy credit. He has tenacity, and you know he loses a lot of time in the corner. You'll see the lead kind of stretch away from him, but once they get off that corner, that momentum shift, he just gains so much time coming off that corner.
See,
and there's
Jim
one car
down the track there. Might have gotten to the side of either Phillips or Bellinger. Not exactly sure what happened, but see Ray go down the track, and Phillips, Bellinger served ahead there for top 6, top 7 positions.
What is the track temperature right now?
I wish I knew. I don't think there's any way for me to know.
It is 115 degrees.
Yeah, I thought so.
It's the lowest I've seen it is 113. I think it was 114 when we started. So
It's not conducive to long runs.
no.
And with a field like this, you're not going to have many caution flags, but we are officially halfway over the moon here. On for the long haul now, the final stage of the race, 99 laps to go. So hopefully we're going to see green flag pit stops, which is going to shake everything up. Miami's not really the easiest track to come to pit. It's not true. It's not extremely difficult, but it'll screw you up if you don't pay attention.
Yep,
Vasquez.
We see Vasquez able to get around Carlisle here.
Now we're going to see what Vasquez can do with Stoltz. Vasquez has the fastest car. We know that he's been dominant pretty much this whole race, and we're going to see if he can catch up to Stoltz and pass by him and regain the lead. But Stoltz isn't going to be easy to pass. See a couple of guys further on the back ring. The 8 car of Gibbons has finally called it quits after a long time out. Hunt now is finished there in that 35 Pepsi machine. We saw him just really smack the wall really hard earlier, and Michael Deitch has finally got his lap back. He's back there, and you know what? He's just got to maintain. He's got,
look at that thing.
Yeah, you know, and
he's
still
out there,
going at it though.
Yeah, he's still booking, still trucking it.
You know, we have another incident. You know, he could finish this thing in the top 10. It is not that far out of the question.
It sounds like he has a thing in like 7th gear though. That RPMs are so low.
Yeah, it does, but you know, it makes a big difference. You know, he's obviously serious about this point thing.
Yep. And Vasquez has reeled in Stoltz with the interval about .30 now. So Stoltz is older tires, definitely a contributing factor to the job Vasquez has done to reel him back in here now about a quarter of a second. See if Stoltz has anything for Vasquez, able to hold him on, for if Vasquez is able to get by him cleanly. Have had a couple run-ins with these two. I think at Dakota they might have had a couple bumps and scrapes with each other, but we'll just have to see if they're respectful towards one another as they get closer and closer here.
Come on. The corner, Vasquez moves right up behind Stoltz. And we see them get a bunch of cars loose earlier today, so I don't think that's going to be a case this time.
And you see Vasquez try to turn down the corner there to get underneath Stoltz, though gets a little bit loose, so he's going to file right back in behind him. Try to set the pass a different way here, about half a lane up through 1 and 2. He's going to have some speed coming out onto the backstretch, right on the bumper of Stoltz. Cuts to the inside. He's on the inside of Stoltz, coming down the backstretch now. Stoltz on the outside gives him a slight tap going in the corner. Stoltz up the track on the high line here. He's going to try to keep momentum, though. It looks like Vasquez is able to clear him and finish up the slide job and pass Stoltz for the lead.
Yeah, and for the folks at home, Stoltz did not do that out of anger. I think he was just coming down trying to stall him, trying to get that little side draft to try to stall him out a little bit.
Stoltz needs to be careful here. Being on that outside under a car can get you loose. Vasquez able to keep momentum on the outside, and unless Stoltz can make some sort of a move here, I think Vasquez is just going to drive away with this thing.
Yeah, but you know what though? Carlisle in that third spot is watching this thinking, oh baby, come on, let's go. He wants him to run side by side. He's going to gain up on him real quick.
Looks like Vasquez is starting to walk away from him now.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, Vasquez again. Got a little sporty for him right there.
Yeah, I don't think Stoltz is going to give him the chata here.
There's no R in chowder. It's chowder.
That's what I said. That's what I said. Chowder. Chowder.
You didn't say it. You didn't give it enough duh.
Chowder.
Massachusetts. Duh.
Chowder. Actually, no chowder for me for a while. Phil Masshole's on a diet. I gotta lose some more weight, get down to my fighting weight again.
You sign up for a fight?
No. I'm way too. I have started training with sparring with a jiu-jitsu partner, a friend of mine, and if you saw the size of this kid that I'm in there,
yeah.
Oh my God, this kid would snap me in half if he sneezed.
I'll just give over the radio. Why do we still have 90 laps to go?
Who said that?
Carlisle. Well, there's only 13 cars on the track, so they're pretty well evenly spaced, so it's just pretty boring.
No, I can, definitely see that. It's about as fun as driving to Florida from Massachusetts on 95 the whole way. You can only see the same scenery for so long. Yeah, and that's what happens. That's what happens. You get bored, you lose focus. Next thing you know, you're in the wall, your race is over. But they're going to whip through these laps faster than they think because we've already gone 13 laps since we've gone halfway. So they're banging them out pretty quick. Won't be long, then we'll only have 75 laps to go. And then things are going to change. The pace is going to start picking up a little bit. You're going to see guys starting to get themselves in position to win this race. Once we get to 50 laps to go, pit stops will be close to being done, and then it's just going to be a Saturday night shootout. One car slow. Is that Jim Mott off the corner there?
It was probably Deitch going into the pits.
Oh, it is Deitch.
Yeah.
Might be parking it. I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of damage on that thing, so.
And he's
getting tired.
He goes. He's not giving up. He's gonna give it the old Joe Dirt. He's gonna keep on keeping on.
They might have said screw it by now and decide to get rest of the damage repaired.
Yeah, why not? What's he got to lose? Absolutely nothing.
Exactly. Everyone else behind him is out, so he's gonna be finishing at 13 no matter what, unless another person crashes out.
Yeah. Points is points.
What are we thinking the pit window is here?
I am not sure. I'll be lapsing a lot of things.
Probably around 140, 145.
Current between damage, 140 and 150.
Yeah.
I have is making car undrivable. Oh, plus he has to go to the bathroom.
Well, it all depends on if there's a caution. As these green flags run on, tire wear, track changes, cars change, get loose, mishandling cars. Next you know, somebody's spinning. You have a caution flag. Pit stops are done. I have a suspicion that most of these guys still have 2 sets of tires left.
Hey, sets did we start with? Oh, they got at least 3 sets left. We started with the set on, plus we got 5 extras, so some of them have 3, some have 2.
Yep. It doesn't really matter. They're going to want to at least go to lap 130. That's what I think. They're going to try to get in one route between 130 and 150. They'll get a tire change, and I think that they'll try to go to the rest of the race. They're trying to get close enough where they can go the rest of the race on a good set of tires, but 50 laps, that's still almost maximum of what these cars can do. So I think they're hoping for another pit stop somewhere around lap 20.
Loose.
Whoa,
he's still loose out of the corner, trying to save it down the track.
He saved it.
Yeah, Bellinger got behind him, and I don't think Bellinger realized that he did not have control of the car, and he gets roughed up so much around here lately. I don't know if it's an initiation or something or what.
Bellinger came over really quick to apologize. Because the way she did it, he came back up the track, and Bellinger didn't get slowed up in time or have enough time to avoid him. So he came over and apologized.
Yep, not surprised there. Bellinger, one of the nicer guys, and we all know what has been going on in his life lately. So we're lucky to have folks like that running with us tonight.
Yeah.
But we still have Deitch in the pits, so we're going to see how many laps it is before he comes out.
Well, right now he's 8 laps down.
I think, he's so slow on the track. I think he just wants to get it fixed enough where he can come out and finish where he's not a hazard.
Yeah.
81 Carlisle's really struggling up in that top line right now.
Yeah, he's getting passed by quite a few cars. Sheets and Bellinger slowly working their way up to Carlisle. Phillips Mott actually able to make it around Carlisle. I see Josh Stoltz touch the yellow line there, gets the car a little bit squirrely, and Corey Mott also gets loose, trying to put the power down out of 2. He should be able to hold on to his spot fine. Yeah, he still has some space behind him, but loses a bit of time to Stoltz in front of him.
Yeah, he just had a moment right there. And these guys are still running some clean lines, even though they're starting to get more and more laps on these tires. And 7 laps to go, and we'll be at 130. So I don't know, between 130 and 150 is. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Alan Phillips, Bellinger working their way around Carlisle. Carlisle seems like he's just been a short run guy. You kind of see him fall off just a bit as these laps have gone greener and greener. But now sliding into 6th position for Carlisle. Right on the bumper of the 88 here.
Got Jim Markham out of the pits. This Corey Mott is passing, or going for a pass on Stoltz.
Mott's gonna get that one done.
Surprised to see that, because I did see Mott get loose and lose time on Stoltz, and for him to get around Stoltz that quickly, something must have had to happen to the 43 car.
Yeah, these guys are ripping off some.
And there's 4 cars coming up on him fast.
Now I know I said between lap 130 and 150. That's kind of like a really big area, you know, to call it out. But that's when I think that we're going to see. It'll be two different strategies. I don't know if these guys can afford to wait till lap 140 or 150. 10 laps on old tires here. It's treacherous, and we're already seeing guys struggle now.
It looks like Deitch
sure is gonna be pitting soon.
It's gonna mention Deitch back onto the track in the 57 machine after a quick pit stop to get his damages repaired. 12 laps down for the 57 car, but he still wants to drive, so he's gonna drive that thing to the end.
He could get 12 laps back. Not out of it yet. I'm telling you, you get a couple of guys here, a couple of guys there. Next thing you know, he's in the top 10. You never know. Can't give up to the end.
And keeping an eye on these lap times. Looks like Mott actually ran the fastest lap by almost 2/10 there. So he has passed Josh Stoltz. We saw Mott get loose behind Stoltz and lose some time. 43 car. High likelihood that he had some sort of similar event happen to him, allowing the 77 machine to get back to his bumper and make the pass. But last lap, Mott, fastest car on the track, he's slowly reeling in Vasquez, now 0.6 seconds behind Vasquez. So don't know if Vasquez is trying to save so he can maintain the lead here, but coming to the pit window, not 100% sure when that is. You'd think these guys would just be pushing their cars as hard as they could until it's time to pit. We could see some undercuts happen potentially to try to get out in a preferable position. Have to see exactly what the play call is for these guys, but as for these top two, this gap is just tightening and tightening every lap that goes by.
Certainly is. We're at lap 130, 70 to go. So, we had a couple of guys comment about, wow, we still have a ton of laps to go, but they've ripped through 30 laps fairly quickly here, and as long as it stays green, it's just going to make this even more of an interesting race. I am really wanting to see green flag pit stops. I want to see it happen. I want to see the strategy, see who stays out, who goes the longest, who tries it. I don't think you're going to see cars do one more pit stop and then go for it. There's no way they're going to make it, not unless they wait till lap 150 at the bare minimum. There's no way you can go more than 50 laps here.
Well, if I was out there racing, I'm one of them that likes to take chances and push it and try to go as long as I can. Until I'm absolutely down to no gas.
Yeah, cars.
And, that's going to be 60 laps, so.
Some cars pitted on lap 83, so that would 60 laps after lap 83 would be lap 143. So about 10 laps from now, the cars that pitted on lap 83 will be hitting that 60 lap count. Those cars include Josh Stoltz, who else? Steven Carlisle pitted on lap 83. As for the rest of the cars on the track, looks like all of them pitted on lap 89, so they have 60 laps for them would be lap 149. So
man, I cannot believe they're still on the track going that distance. Just something I could absolutely never do. It's gives credit where credit's due. These guys, that's why they're racing here.
Yeah, and you see 57 back on the track with fresher tires than these leaders. He's actually causing a little bit of a stir for the 22, not able to run his line fully here, having to check up into the wall. So that's going to allow the 77 machine to kind of work its way back up in this thing. As the 22 having to account for the 57 there, having the speed on the outside. So Corey Mott is a quarter of a second behind our leader, Nick Vasquez, who's been out in the lead of this thing for what seems like about 25 minutes now. But he has a full rear mirror of that 77 machine now. Corey Mott consistently running faster laps in this 22 car.
That right there is the difference between fresh tires and almost 30 lap old tires.
Yep. Yeah.
Actually, more like 40 lap old tires.
And he's just getting close from. That's only a matter of time before that happens. But we're almost at that lap 140, and that's when you guys had called your pit stops between 140 and 150. I'm already gone. My time is we got no takers yet, so I'm already a loser.
Then we'll go on board real quick with the boss man, Corey Mott, in the 77. See him working the outside here, using that wall to rotate just a bit. Keeping those RPMs high and shooting off onto the front stretch. And he's actually going to be running the outside here through 1 and 2, up into the wall a tiny bit again. That's going to allow the 22 car to slip ahead a little bit more than he would like. Coming down the backstretch, loses just a bit of time here.
Man.
Switching it up here. You know, I've always found for here, you want to run the high side on one side of the track and then the low side on the other. Use the momentum of the high side. Preferably through 1 and 2, and then do that low line you saw there through 3 and 4. That definitely seems to be the quickest way around here later in the run. For me, at least. I don't know what you guys tend to do, but kind of see him employ that tactic here, running the high side through 1 and 2. And cut it back down the track through 3 and 4. He's going to gain some great time on the 22, almost to the left rear quarter there. 22 having to put the power down to keep the lead here. You see him get a little bit loose on the outside of Corey Mott. And he actually gets into the 22 machine around, spinning down the front stretch there. So for the lead, top 2 cars get into one another. We'll have to take a look to see exactly what happened there. You saw the 22 car, Nick Vasquez, get loose above Corey before any contact, so have to go back and take a look. But that brings a caution out, lap 139 of 200, right before our green flag stop window.
That's teammates.
It looked like Corey tried to go up and side draft Nick, but went up a little too far and got into his left rear.
Oh man. Oh, they're teammates too.
Yeah, I was going to say, you see the 22 kind of twitch a little bit before Corey goes up the track, and I was wondering if he got loose, but...
yeah, that's on the 77. Yeah, you can't really, I mean, obviously it's not intentional, but I think the car snapped a little bit on the 77. I think it snapped a little bit on Mott, and he just got up and touched Vasquez, and I'm sure he feels horrible. And Julia, if you're listening, get those noise canceling headphones out.
It's not Corey that she has to worry about. Corey's dealing with Nick yelling in his ears.
And scrolling through the Discord, I do see Vasquez is deaf and muted in the team channels, so might be some preventative action there by the 22 car to keep any sort of friendship alive. Though we see the 22 car roll out now behind Sheets in front of Ray Gill. I don't know if he's... Yeah, it looks like he's going to be dropping back several spots after leading for much of this race.
Yeah.
And Stoltz up to the front. Actually, Stoltz is P1, yeah. So Stoltz would be P1. Corey Mott will be starting P2 behind Stoltz.
You ever hear the phrase, don't poke the bear?
Yeah,
Plenty of times.
yeah.
Well, guess what happened last night in the race? Somebody poked the bear with the 22 car. They sent him down to the inside. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
And,
Krozak, yeah.
and I called it, and I said the 22 car is going to win this race. Well, we got 59 laps to go.
Yep.
That 22 car is on fire right now in the 8th spot. So there's going to be some fireworks, I think. Watch that 22 car, and I'm going to call it again.
Yeah, the sad thing is that Corey, like, he did a great job driving up to 22. Like, he obviously had the pace in the car. Just a little bit of just ran out of talent there and drove up into the bottom left side of the 22 and got him loose down the track. Like you said, probably wasn't intentional. I mean, obviously the guy who runs this league doesn't want that sort of thing to happen commonly around here. So probably was not intentional at all. Just it's too bad that that happened for the lead there. Since the pace car lights are off, pace car should be coming down pit lane here, as Bill says, doing the Danica Patrick. And we're about to go green again here. Stoltz in P1, starting the outside with a great jump. Clears the field by about car length, now 2 car lengths. You see Corey Mott also fire off here behind Stoltz. And behind him, Bellinger, Carlisle, side by side, going through 1 and 2. And behind them, we have Sheets and Phillips, Ray Gill, and Lisby side by side behind them.
I never said that about Danica Patrick. I'll tell you, Stoltz right now has got a grin from ear to ear, and he somehow inherited this thing.
Yep. And
well, they're gonna run the last 60 laps without a pit stop, or they gotta pit at least one more time so they have them fresh tires.
Yeah, so it's I'm trying to watch that 22 car to see if what's happened to him, and it looks like right now he's falling back. He must have a little bit more damage.
I'll go on board real quick just to see what it's looking like for him. Yeah, not the best of restarts for the 22. I mean, could just recognize, this thing's probably going to go green here. I want to settle in. I know I'm faster on the long run here, so if I can settle in, save a little bit, I can work my way through this field later when these guys drive their tires off racing each other up there. So,
but this is exactly what he did last night. He got wrecked, and then he kind of hung around a little bit mid-pack and kind of slowly worked his way up, and then at the end of this thing, he just walked away with it. So let's see if history can repeat itself with 55 laps to go. Sheets has worked his way back up to 5th too. I know he's had trouble, not all his doing either. He's gotten door checked and hip checked, bump checked, front checked, back checked, side checked. He's been hit by just about everybody in just about every corner of his car. So it's amazing that he's even surviving back up there in 5th spot right now.
Yeah.
Someday Sheets is going to get good luck in a race, and we're going to see what he can do, and he's going to walk away with one.
And we see Carlisle contesting for the lead now. Carlisle has a fast car on these short runs, so definitely a strategy of his to run as hard as he can early in the run, try to build up any sort of gap. But he just ran the fastest lap of the race, that last lap, so we could see the track conditions start to come down a little bit potentially. I'm not 100% sure what the track temperature is now, but
it is down 11 degrees.
Down 11 degrees, there you have it. So a lot of speed in this track, and Carlisle is all about the speed on the high side there. Let's see if he can successfully keep this car alive for the remainder of this 3rd and final stage here. See Stoltz try to work the bottom. Not a ton of speed down there compared to Carlisle up top, though he's gonna be able to save his stuff for a little bit longer than Carlisle. Behind them, Corey Mott and Bellinger battling hard. Bellinger looking on the inside of Mott here. See if we can get a pass done. These two doing well to ride that white line through 1 and 2. It's a tire saving line there, but also pretty fast line there, early run.
All I keep hearing is the Jaws theme. I'm just watching that 22 car just doing what he did last night. Waited till about 20 laps to go, 25 laps to go, and then he started getting on the throttle. He's just in save mode right now. Them two and shift off the corners. We've seen a couple of guys get loose, and I'm wondering if that has something to do with it. I said it, earlier, and I really wasn't sure, but some of these guys are coming off that corner, and when they shift that to that high gear, it kind of upsets the car, and they go flying down to the infield.
You're going from kind of a mid to low fifth gear when you're going around to jumping in straight to a higher RPM. Just wanting to snap that car around.
Yep.
It instantly spins them tires.
That's why I keep saying I'm going to come down and make my debut in a track where you don't have to shift, because yeah, it just ain't worth it.
You see Stoltz actually still pestering Carlisle here after Carlisle was able to make the pass a couple laps before this. That 81 car, he's fast, but I mean, running that outside lane, as you see a car shoot to the inside there, trying to see who that was exactly. Oh, that was Bellinger that shot down the track.
He only lost one spot, so he's good.
Oh, well, I don't know what's going on with my eyes, but I thought he disappeared. I did not see him come back on the track. I just saw him take that turn, and that was it. That was a scary moment.
Yeah, let's see Bellinger, 88 car coming out of the corner here. Just checks up behind the 77, gets loose, chases it down the track, so able to save it there.
Yeah, Carlisle and Stoltz doing what they're doing, racing each other hard. They're just killing each other's tires.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Carlisle able to hold on to the lead for now, though he's keeping Stoltz from breaking away from this field by taking away that high line. Really just comes down to how long can Carlisle keep his pace up on this outside, really working in those tires early in this run with about what is it, 47 laps left?
Yeah. Right now we're, just about there. Carlisle still doing his thing. Vasquez just hanging out there. He's getting close to being 3 seconds down. Now he doesn't want to let him get too far away in front of him.
Yeah, I don't think I think where that caution came out, I don't think these guys can make it on fuel to the end of this thing.
Nope.
So there could very well be some fuel saving going on potentially. There's windows here where you can fuel save. There's a lot of off throttle time. As you see, Ray Gill have to collect the car, go down the track here. He saves it down the track, rejoins the pack here, going through 3 and 4, but that's going to cost him a couple spots. So with that caution coming out when it did, have to keep an eye on some of these guys to see if they're doing any sort of fuel saving. Let's actually go on board with the 22 here and listen to see if there's any saving going on. You see the RPMs remain consistently around 7,500 there, up to 8 grand.
But hear those tires squealing. It's been very ginger on those shifts. Just kinda...
Yeah, not clutching or anything. So really only just some tire saving, what it appears like for the 22. as he sees that gap kind of open up to the cars ahead. Definitely has the pace still. Didn't get into the wall or anything when he was wrecked. So shouldn't have any damage on the car. Just really just believe the 22 maybe just saving what he has for the latter half of this final green flag run.
And this is what I'm enjoying about Nick Vasquez this season is he's showing some maturity right now. The old Nick would have been ticked off and gone after driving the car like he stole it, trying to catch up to that 77. But now he's kind of settling down, calming down, and getting ready for the end of this race. So he's got plenty of time. This is a very large track, 1.5 mile oval, and he has plenty of time to catch up to Stoltz. 40 laps here is a long time.
Yep.
43 car's looking pretty good though. I don't know if he feels as if maybe he had one stolen from him last night or what, but he seems to be running a little bit different attitude this evening.
The main question is how much tires did they take a toll with racing Carlisle?
Well, I think what's going to happen here is everybody's going to do what the leader does. If the leader pits, everybody else is going to pit. So it's all going to even out who gets their pit stop done better and who's more consistent. I think really that's what it's going to come down to. A green flag pit stop would really shuffle this track up. But everybody's starting to dance around. Everybody's praying for a caution, but nobody wants to be the caution, not with 39 laps to go. So that's what everybody's waiting for. Who's going to wreck first? Any bets? I was joking. I don't want to put anybody out there. I was joking.
Yeah, we know you love your gamblers there, Thomas.
Yeah, the gambling's kind of fallen off since post CJR, but if we can get some more people in the chat again, we can get the gambling coming back. I think a lot of the drivers are participating in the gambling, so we need to get them back into the channel during the race.
Wow. Whoa, man, that car in the back of the pack is that white and blue car there. I thought he was losing. I think that's the 66 car. Yeah, right there. Yeah, it was him.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought Ray Gill was going to lose it there for a second. You know, he's been kind of quiet. He's been hanging around that top 5 the whole night. And he's just been waiting, it seems. This has been a great run for him. Very quiet, very unassuming.
Yeah, you see Corey Mott closing the gap on Stoltz. About a quarter of a second behind him, running the high line 1 and 2. He's going to have some pace coming down the backstretch here. On the bumper, the 43 looking inside. Stoltz really going to squeeze him down here. Corey's going to need to be careful putting the power back on the inside of the 43. He's able to do so successfully, though. Not able to keep a ton of momentum. Still below the 43 coming through 1 and 2. He's going to have the preferred line through 1 and 2 and move ahead of the 43 here. The 43 does successful crossover. Now he's on the inside of Corey Mott coming to 3 and 4. You see Mott go way up the track here. 43 is going to try to slide that car in front of the 77. 77 into the wall a little bit. It's going to slow him up just a bit, though. He's still side by side with the 43, but now they have traded positions down the front stretch here.
And you're starting to see the...
Well, they're side by side. The 88 of Bellinger's loving it because it's letting him catch up.
Yeah, I was just about to say the exact same thing.
And Phillips getting loose, catching the car down the track, as we've seen many times before. It looks like Corey Mott is able to get the pass completed. 43 sides a second, and 77 to the front. And taking lap 167 up 200 now.
Man, these guys are really kind of floating around in this pack right here. Vasquez in the middle. These guys, if you watch them through the corner, it seems as if their cars are a little bit floaty in the corners. I don't know if maybe it was an aerodynamic thing or what, but back out front, Mott's doing well. Sheets was getting out of line a little bit. Vasquez is starting to make his move, I think. He's gotten 2 positions now in the last couple of laps.
You see him drive under the 81, who was out front for a brief moment here on this restart, though. Stephen Carlisle now sliding back to 7th position. So Vasquez taking that spot, now working to get up to Alan Phillips, who's in the 5th position.
Vasquez was 3 seconds behind. Now he's already got that down to just over a half a second, 2.5 seconds. So he's moving on up. He's giving it the old Jefferson effect right now.
Yep, and he actually ran the fastest time that last lap. So fastest car on the track is the 22 currently. The 77 still up front. I'm still curious to know if these guys are gonna have to save any fuel. With 30 laps now. Looks like they all pitted on lap 139. So that would be 61 laps they would have to go to get to the end of this thing. I think that's doable.
Doable, but what happens if there's a green-white checkered?
Yeah, if it's a green-white checker, then that definitely throws a wrench into this.
Yeah, big wrench.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, not a pirate's girlfriend either. Sheets going down low across the bottom.
And Corey Mott's fishing the about to put Deech another lap down.
And someone that I'm worried about not making it is Stephen Carlisle. I mean, he runs the high line 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So this track is a longer ground for him to cover. So we see Ray Gill actually come into the pits. Don't believe he has damage. This might just be a play call for him. See if people follow here, but definitely a unique strategy by the 66 coming in on lap 172 of 200.
I think some of these guys trying to lasso. We have 25 laps to go before they come in and pit. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, back up front here, Josh Stoltz giving Corey Mott a hard time to hold that lead. Looks like Mott able to slide ahead of the 43 for now. 43 still pounding on the 77 here, trying to take that spot back. Stoltz was in front of the 77 earlier in this stage restart here, but Mott was able to come up and take the spot. It looks like Stoltz slides back just a bit, about 0.32 seconds behind Mott, and then behind him, Caleb Sheets in the 26 car.
Corey got slowed up a little bit by Jim, his dad, which allowed Stoltz to catch him, let him catch back up.
Whoa, somebody just got real loose right there.
Yeah, it looks like Deech was coming down pit lane there.
Okay.
Got a little bit loose on the apron, but able to keep it down.
Jim Mott's pitting also.
Yep, Jim Mott also into the pits. Nick Vasquez now up to 4th spot. So he's slowly trying to claw his way back up into this thing. Still the fastest car. Well, no. So last time by, Sheets was the fastest car on the track. And correction again, Ma actually the fastest car on the track last time by. Other than Ray Gill, who just came in and got fresh tires, obviously. But out of the cars who have yet to pit here, Corey Mott setting the pace. So,
hey, where did Jonathan Ledger finish last night?
7th. He finished 7th place.
Yeah, and tonight he's running in 10th spot. We might see back-to-back top 10 for the Pain King. That would be,
yeah,
that'd be great to see. So good run for him tonight. Congratulations, 2 great races. Now we have 25 to go. This is you run what you brung by this point. I mean, some of these guys are gonna have to make a pit stop, but it's getting to the point where it's too late to make a pit stop. So there's a lot of players begging for a yellow flag right now. Now, last time I said that, I was able to manifest one, but we'll see what somebody might not be happy with me if it happens now.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the 66 as he's the only car that has pitted under green here. So trying to work his way back onto the lead lap.
Can you imagine if he snuck it out? He came out, he got the pit stop done. And if this stays green and he catches up and he takes the lead over, oh man, that would be a party in Discord tonight.
Yeah. Yep, that would be cool to see.
Corey Mott right now at 77. He's enjoying that nice clean air out front and almost a second and a half lead over Stoltz. Right behind him, Sheets is coming even closer, and then up to 4th now is Vasquez.
Yeah, at that time by Vasquez again, fastest car on the track, running 34.02.
And he's running the high line. Well, not that corner, but last corner he was in that high line.
Yeah, I was seeing that.
See if he does it this corner. No, made me a liar.
Sometimes you just kind of go up high if
searching for speed, searching for
searching
anything.
for a little bit of time.
Get a little bit of clean air on that car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He right now is trying to catch Sheets in that draft right now. If he can get to Sheets, he can push Sheets to Stoltz. And then it's just going to be whether or not he can get around those guys to get a run at Corey Mott before it's too late.
Yeah, 20 to go now. Vasquez definitely putting in a good effort to work his way back up to the front of this thing behind 26 and 43. But Corey about 2.25 seconds in front of Vasquez now, so that's quite a bit of distance to make up here in 19 laps as we cross the line. But don't count out that 22 car. He has shown time and time again that see Sheets into the back
giving him
of
the
Vasquez
there.
just a bit. Doesn't really upset the car. Vasquez able to pull ahead of him now, working on the 43 car of Josh Stoltz. And caution's out.
Oh!
We have a caution out. 19 to go.
Bellinger, what happened?
See Tyler Bellinger coming out of 2 and just gets loose down the track, and Gill, who was on fresh tires, not able to get it slowed up to stay out of the 88 there.
Yeah, Bellinger was dancing it off at 2, and Ray didn't have time to react.
Yeah. Now, this changes everything because there's one car that's already pitted, but he pitted under green.
Yeah.
Is he going to be able to get his lap back?
No, because he was part of the caution. So he will not be the lucky dog.
Oh, no.
Man. So he's going to stay out and get waved around, it looks like.
Yep.
That's a kick in the mommy daddy button right there.
He stayed out. Okay, I was right.
Yeah, looks like Ray stayed out.
Yeah, he has no choice. I mean, he has to do that. He absolutely has no choice, especially where he doesn't get the lucky dog.
So you see 77 nail his stop, 22 nail his stop. Looks like 43 might have rolled through his pit stall a little bit, having to put the car into a reverse gear to get it back into a serviceable range. That's gonna cost him a little bit of time coming out of the pits. See the 77 Mott roll off. Zach Johnson cheats, and then let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Sheets and then Vasquez. So Vasquez is losing a couple spots, or one spot rather, there to Johnson.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. They have fresh tires, all of them, and they're all bunched together. So the fact that Vasquez is now in contact with the top 4 and not 2.5 seconds behind is gonna make this fun to watch. Man. But I'll tell you what, you know, if the 22 catches the 77, man, it's gonna be as uncomfortable as getting caught kissing your cousin. That's all I got to say. Vasquez is he's got a little bit of attitude in that car. He is ready to go. He is fired up. He's fired up.
I was gonna say I mean, the past restarts we've seen, definitely a pretty equal playing field across the board for a lot of these cars that are in the top 5, even the top 7 here, including Carlisle. All have shown great pace off the restarts here. So honestly, I think it's going to be harder for the 22 now to try to get to the front of this thing with all the madness around him. They're starting on the second lane on the inside, but we'll have to see how this pans out. 77 car in control of the field. Pace car lights are off. He's going to be restarting first on the top lane there with the 45 of Zach Johnson below him. Caleb Sheets behind him on the high line, and Vasquez on the bottom row inside there.
Excuse me.
And I'll tell you what, man, that car in front of him better get a good start, because he's going to get a push like he's never had before.
Green flag in the air again here. 15 laps to go. 15 lap shootout here at Homestead Miami Speedway. See Corey Mott get a great jump. Numerous cars ahead of the pack here. 26 go way up high there through 1 and 2. He's going to have some speed coming down the backstretch. Zach Johnson getting pushed by the 22 down the backstretch. Nick Vasquez looking for any sort of way to get around the 45 to work his way up to the leader, but he is stuck in a gaggle of cars there. You see Josh Stoltz and Alan Phillips just behind the 22 there, and Carlisle rocking the outside like he has been for much of this race. Sheets and Zach Johnson working side by side through 1 and 2. Sheets gonna rip the outside, keep the momentum, keep it out of the wall. He's gonna have a ton of speed and momentum coming off onto the backstretch, actually able to clear the 45, and Vasquez jumps up behind him. Now you see the 22 take the outside from the 45 there. 22 is going to work past the 45 on this front stretch. So Vasquez up to 3rd spot. Sheets in 2nd. Corey Mott driving away with about a second a gap in front of the 26. Sorry, about a half a second gap in front of the 26.
Oh man, 13 laps to go. Time is starting to run out. Vasquez and Sheets battling for second. All he's got to do is get around Sheets, and Corey Mott is all his. And you know, I don't think
loose. Sheets got loose exiting 4, and he went down the track. That allows Vasquez to have clear vision on Mott now. 12 laps to go now. 22.77. We saw had an incident earlier. Those are the top 2 cars. Sheets in 3rd. And let's see if the 22 has enough pace in that race car. Fastest lap of the race.
Oh, he does. Yeah. You know what? Corey Mott feels like that guy that was sitting on the toilet when the T-Rex busted through in the movie Jurassic Park. You know what I'm saying? He's just man, he's just a squatting armadillo right now. There's absolutely nothing he can do because that 22 is coming. And he may not be the nicest guy when he gets there. He might use his bumper a little bit to get that 77 loose.
Yeah, but you know what they say in racing. Pedestrian's one thing, passing is another.
Yeah, well, that's why I don't think Vasquez will be very nice if he gets to the back bumper. So, you know, it's keep the car clean right now. 10 to go.
Yep, 10 laps to go.
Time to catch him. He still has some time. All he needs is a lap or 2 to get the job done. Just catching him at this point. And Corey Mott is giving it a little bit more.
And hey, don't forget, if the 22 gets up to this 77 machine and they start duking it out, Sheets has been fast all night. He can drive back and steal this thing. So be sure to keep an eye on that 26 car. He's only about a quarter of a second behind Vasquez. So see Vasquez here start to work the outside, trying to catch a bit of fresh air on that front right side of his race car. Gets a little bit loose, a little bit down the track there. That's going to allow Sheets. So Sheets also getting loose, putting the power down, coming out of 4. But 22's there now. 77 is going to have to start defending, taking defensive lines, electing to run the outside here to keep pace, to not allow that 22 to quite get to his outside. Coming down the backstretch, so the 22 now looking extremely high through 3 and 4. It's trying to make that outside lane work. Can be a little bit tricky when the 77 has grip in those tires, still able to run a quick line through 3 and 4 using that more traditional diamonding line through 3 and 4. 77 turning back up to the wall. Corey's been fast on the wall. He just needs to keep it out of the wall to maintain that speed. But Sheets is also right there. So these top 3 cars battling hard for coming to 6 laps to go as they cross the start finish this time by.
Yeah, and even the cars behind them are even starting to close up a little bit. But I think Nick Vasquez knows that Sheets is fast. And he's waiting for Corey Mott to screw up to sneak by him, and he doesn't want to battle him too hard yet. But at this point right now, Nick Vasquez has got a whole bunch of Sheets in his rearview mirror. But talk to me, Goose. Corey Mott, Maverick himself, is seeing a bogey behind him in that 22 car.
And that 22 car is going to come up the track hard.
Yep.
He's not going to give the 77 any space.
Any room. Yeah. And this is going to allow Sheets. If Sheets can get in there again, Sheets can get by the 77 as well.
Coming up. See, the 22 having to file back behind the 77. 77 is just making that high line momentum work for him, allowing him to regain the lead on the front stretch. He gets up into the wall a little bit. Is that going to slow him too much and allow the 22 to get alongside? Yes, the 22 is alongside of him. Not quite getting into him, but definitely pushing him up into the wall. See 77 riding the wall again. 22 just below him there. And Sheets on the bottom there. He's on the very bottom. He's trying to put the power down, and trying to get involved in these top 2 here. 4 laps to go. Coming to the line, there'll be 3 to go. Corey Mott again running the high side here into the wall, just ever so
Mott
slightly.
into the wall again.
Able to keep the speed though. 22 now getting passed by Sheets on the
Here
inside.
comes Sheets.
Sheets alongside 22 coming down the front stretch. Nick Vasquez needs to remember that he has to maintain his pace to fight off the 26. And now that these 2 cars are fighting for position 2, that's going to allow Corey to slip ahead just a bit.
Yeah. And you see one car blinking down there, getting in front of the leader. That's not what you want to see.
Yep, you see Corey now go back down to the bottom. Sorry to cut you off there, Ryan.
You're fine.
I was just going to say, 77 car going back down to the bottom there, running traditional line, taking 2 to go now. Next lap will be white flag lap. Ledger getting out of the way of these leaders. Corey Mott returning to the high line here, though 22 actually able to run about half a lane higher. He might have a little bit of speed on Corey Mott coming down the backstretch. Keep an eye on the 22 coming down the backstretch with a lot of speed. Sheets has kind of fallen off now. Sheets about half a second behind these 2. Now 22 looking on the low side with that extra speed from 1 and 2. Mott running the high side here. 22 not able to clear Corey Mott. He's going to try to fall in the line again and get another pass. White flags out. So final lap here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Nick Vasquez on the tail of Corey Mott coming through 1 and 2. Not the speed that he needs coming down the backstretch. He's still behind Mott here. He's going to have to put a move on the final quarter. We saw these 2 have a run in earlier. Vasquez doing everything he can to get to the 77 machine. He gets up in the wall. It's going to stall him a bit. 77 machine's going to have clear driving. Sheets actually jumps ahead, steals P2 from the 22 machine. Corey Mott comes across, winner of the race here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Great job by Corey Mott to hold off the 22 car there. Great effort by Vasquez to drive back, but just not quite enough to get the final pass done there.
And how about Sheets in the 26 car? Just doing everything he can to hold on to that, and he sneaks out in second spot.
Yeesh. Yeah, that was
wow.
That was a great job by the 26 there to steal that second position back there at the end. He just saw those 2 racing extremely hard and just put the car where
Sheets,
it needed
you
to
better
be.
be in the Discord. You better be in the Discord, Sheets. We're gonna talk to that, because I think last time he didn't make it into the Discord.
Oh yeah, he's in there. I see him. He's already sitting in the podium.
All right, we got him in there. All right. And him and Nick Vasquez had a little something to say after that with each other. Last lap, you got to expect the unexpected. And if the 22 car is upset with him, it really shouldn't be, because Sheets was doing exactly what he should be doing.
Yeah, on board with Sheets here for the last lap. He sees the 77 22
those
way
cars
up the track.
Go way up. He's going for it. This is last lap. He's going for whatever he can do.
Yeah, and I think the 22 and 77 might have stalled each other through 3 and 4 here.
Oh yeah, and look at Sheets just gaining on him.
And he just puts his foot down, hammers it out.
Yeah, and he stays, you know what?
Uses up the 22 just a bit, but a tiny.
Did he get that high up? Now from the inside of the car, let's back that up from the outside. Let me. All right, now let's see. He's already up there. Vasquez comes down 2 lanes, and kind of. I think Vasquez was trying to squeeze him off and keep him down low. So. I mean, they can't really. Vasquez can't be mad at that. That's on Vasquez. That's not on Sheets.
Yep, and it looks like we have all of our competitors in the podium finishers for their interviews. So we'll go ahead and start our interview process with the 22 car of Nick Vasquez coming home P3. Let's get him pulled up here.
He's flying through the infield there, so I don't know what His
we'll back it
teammate
up
just won
here.
the race.
All right, let me pull him in. Hey Nick, you're in the booth. You got us.
I got you.
Hey, so obviously tough finish there. We were pretty much calling your number most of the race as being the fastest car and likely to win this thing. So to see you get spun around by the 77 machine there was tough to watch. But great effort trying to drive back up into this thing. You can see on my shared screen there that this is the final. I believe this is the final corner here. What were you trying to do? What kind of pass were you trying to set up here?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, coming into 1 and 2 is where I really tried to make the move.
I'm sorry, this is the lap before white. This is coming to white.
Okay, yeah. So coming to the 1 and 2 here, I mean, my goal was to bump and run, or at least wash them up into the wall to where I could get by. But I mean, these cars in clean air are they're just too good. So I mean, it wasn't enough. And unlike him, I'm actually a respectable driver, and I didn't want to wreck his shit. So I didn't try to send him in there to where he was wrecking. I just tried to move him up a little bit, but it wasn't enough. And then same thing in 3 and 4. I gave it my all. I mean, I sent it in there as hard as I could, and it didn't stick. I got on the wall, and Caleb passed me for a second. But I mean, we had a good car all day, so good points day. I can't complain about that. It's unfortunate that, I mean, these guys swear that they know their car, but they obviously don't. I mean, they're just wrecking all the time. I mean, I've been wrecked, I think, once every race this year. So I'm over it. I mean, I'm done being the clean guy from now on. I mean, next time we're in a situation like that, I don't care who it is. I'm done being this respectable driver, because it never seems to repay me in the end. And Corey apologized to me. That's fine. I can accept the apology. But at the end of the day, the dude wrecked to get a win. So I'm gonna call it what it is. So
yeah.
Other than that, I mean, the car was good. So yeah.
Yeah, we were all here watching it. Definitely looked like he floated up the track into your left rear there. So definitely expect some sort of I mean, I was fully expecting you to come out of that restart and just fire towards the front, get back to the 77 machine, but it seemed like you kind of took your time, saved your stuff, and moved up the correct way there. Were you tire saving on that last restart, or not the last restart, second to last restart, or were you just a little bit slower than you thought?
No, yeah, that long green flag run after I got wrecked, I was definitely saving. I was trying to just do what I did yesterday and kind of just save all the tires. I think I got up to like 3rd or 4th or something like that. And then the caution came out, which I was like, okay, well this could either be really good or really bad, because I was catching Corey, but he was also 2 seconds ahead with like 20 to go or something. So I didn't know what kind of moves I could have made from there. So I was kind of, glad the caution came out, but then we got shuffled out into 4th. And once again, I mean, these cars in clean air just drive away. It's really hard to make passes unless you wreck people like Corey does. So other than that, I mean, again, great car. Again, car was great all day. A little bit tight on entry, so I could have adjusted that a little bit better.
Sure.
Other than that, though, it was really good, and I'd like to just shout out, the fans, specifically my mom. She didn't like that I said fans yesterday. Yeah, so she wants me to personally shout her out, so that's what I'm gonna do. So shout out to my mom and all my friends and family watching. So we're back in the booth, but it's not in victory lane, so we'll get them next week.
Yeah, I mean, I would. It definitely sucked what happened, but you won yesterday, came home 3rd today. That's still, I'd say that's a positive week for the 22 car. How are you feeling about Martinsville and Darlington next week?
Martinsville is iffy. I mean, we did some testing there a while back, and the setup was really good. I don't know how that's going to translate to whatever conditions we have, or once again, if I get wrecked. But I'm confident about Martinsville. Darlington, I'm 100% like confident on that. I mean, I won there last year. I ran really good earlier in our other series before we switched to this. So Darlington's a one I got circled on my list of ones I can go out and dominate at. But great week for the 22 car. Great week for just me mentally, I was really locked in this week on getting good finishes, and we came out with a win in the third place. So nothing to complain about. So yeah, good effort today.
All right, man. Well, you have a good rest of your evening, and sorry, Bill, did you have something for him?
Yeah, don't ruffle too many feathers right now, because I'm trying to get into the Talladega race. So just, I know you're upset, Nick. You know I love you. You know, I called you again after that race. I said, this is just like last night's race. It's going to be huge. Nick Vasquez is going to come forward. He's going to win the race. That's what I said.
You did.
And you know what? You almost did it. And you know you're one of my favorites. I saw a lot of maturity out of you tonight. And you know what? Keep giving her, because right now you're showing something. And I was about to say, you know, I don't remember how you were at Martinsville, but I know that Darlington is a good race for you. And so just take a deep breath, kid. Take a deep breath. All right.
Yeah, we'll have time to cool down and recuperate and focus on the tracks ahead. I'm sure I'll be, chilled out by tomorrow, but yeah, right now I'm a little heated, so we'll just relax the rest of the night, and yeah.
Yep. All right, man. Well, you have a good rest of your evening, and we'll see you next week.
All right, I appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.
See ya.
That was Nick Vasquez, driver of the 22 car. Unfortunate turn of events, no pun intended, for the 22 there. About 25 laps left in this race, and then not able to get back to the front, but coming home third place. What's up, Bill?
Mama Vasquez might be yelling Nick's middle name right there too. Second place isn't so bad. Oh boy. I love the raw emotion. I love it.
Yeah. So P2 tonight, Caleb Sheets, driver of the 26 car. Let's see if we can get him in here. Mr. Sheets, you're in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man. So great job coming home P2 tonight, making that pass coming out of the last corner of the last lap. Did you feel like you were still in this thing coming to the checkered?
I felt like if they could have gotten together, I would have had a chance.
Yep.
But yeah, I was definitely way too far back of Corey to get to him. But I felt like second was definitely my peak of the night. I ran really good in stage one, but yeah, I was very happy to finish second.
Yeah, I made the call coming to about 5 to go that we just need to keep an eye on you, because 77-22 obviously had some beef from earlier in the race, so they could very well get into each other, allow you to kind of drive away with this thing. So
it almost happened.
Yeah, almost happened. Holding my breath there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I felt like I was going to be in a lane that they weren't, because I felt like there was a very good chance they were going to get close. If they went high, I was going to go low and just try to stay away from them.
Yep. Now, let me ask you something, Kim. Have you broken a mirror or anything lately? Because you seem to have had some bad luck. Guys coming off the wall into you. You keep getting spun. Something always happens to you, man. I mean, what's the deal? I mean, somebody have a voodoo doll on you or something?
That's what I'm feeling, man. I mean, last night I felt like I got dove on by a car I just passed, and then I felt like I had a really good car last night. And tonight, yeah, I've got guys coming off the wall and getting black flagged when they changed the choose cone rule that I didn't know about. So, yeah, all kinds of stuff going on for sure. But thankfully, it's not the playoffs, so we got time for the luck to change.
Yeah, well, I think you got to get locked in the way you've been driving the past bunch of races. You just some incredible speed coming out of you, and I think it's only a matter of time before we see you in victory lane. My question to you is, how are you at Martinsville and Darlington?
Yeah, so the next three tracks are really good, especially Martinsville and Bristol. Darlington's normally a very good track. Homestead is typically a weaker track, so that's a good sign. But yeah, short tracks are probably my strong suit.
Ooh, okay. Well, there you go. You know, it could be one of the next couple of races. You'll be the last guy we talk to for the end of the night. But another great run, super speed. You know, we see you in your picture with the big smile on your face, you and your outfit, your suit and everything, you know, and man, you need to leave some women for the rest of us. You look too good in your picture.
Thanks. Well, that's from my wedding day, so
Oh,
I was. It's a good thing I looked good that day. I had to keep up with my wife.
yeah.
I was
All
telling the
right,
guys
buddy.
that we think you wear the suit while you drive. We're not sure though.
Might get a little dirty, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Could try, but it probably wouldn't be very flame retardant.
Yep. Yeah. I hear you. Well, great drive tonight. Good job making that pass, Sarah, coming out of 4. And we'll see you next week. You have a good rest of your evening.
Thanks, man. Thanks for broadcasting.
Yeah, no
Cool.
problem.
We'll see you,
Not
bud.
a problem. Have a good one.
You too.
Oh,
Oh man, you know what? This kid, he's
yeah, he's
been
fast.
so fast, and
he's
it's
just
only a
gonna
matter
get
of
better
time.
and better. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time, and you know he almost won this one, and Corey Mott and Vasquez, they got together just a little bit more, and Sheets would have been able to get by them both. So, man, it's coming. It's coming.
Yep. And that leaves our third, the man of the hour, 77 machine Corey Mott, who finished first place tonight, able to hold off the wrath of the 22 car and come across the winner of this race here in Miami. Let's get him in the booth. Mr. Mott, you're in the booth. You got us?
I got you guys.
Hey, man. So great race tonight. I know some things went some directions that obviously no one would have wanted, but stuff happens. So hopefully people will be able to cool off and move on from that. But ultimately, great job holding off Nick there at the end and running the high line there, keeping momentum up and coming home to win. How did the car feel there at the end on that last restart?
Yeah, I knew that my car was definitely one of the slowest on short run and one of the fastest on medium to long run. So I knew I was gonna have to drive my ass off to win that race. I even told Zach I'd be happy with a 4th place at the end of that, or like right before we went green there. I'm happy that Nick, drove me mostly clean for the most part. It was unfortunate what happened earlier. I didn't mean to do it. I watched it back and it looked like he bobbled like very, very slightly out of 4, and I was gonna slot in behind him, and like because he bobbled, he lost the momentum, and that caused me to hit him. It wasn't intentional. I didn't try to. It was just.
Yep.
I don't know. I felt really bad about it, and I've already apologized to him. But how Nick is, so it'll be a few weeks until he comes back. But
well,
are you trying to insinuate he has a temper?
Yes, we all know Nick has a temper.
No, that's why we love him.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're a better man than me, because when I took him out a couple of races, I always doubled down and just said he was in the way. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, I knew I had the fastest car in the race on the long run. Like, I knew I was way faster than him, but I was really trying to be patient with it. And then he like really slowed down in the middle of that corner, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna get side by side here, but he's gonna pull away on exit because he has, he'll have the momentum or whatever. And then because of his bobble, it didn't quite go like that. Like I said, I was just trying to slot him behind him because I was going to go a high line the next corner, and then obviously, take the spot there because I knew I was going to be faster than him. But
Gotcha.
It happened the way that it happened, and I wasn't happy with it. And I initially thought that he bobbled like at the corner exit, or that he hit the wall or something. Like that's what I said in the thing, because that's like what it felt like, just based off the momentum that he had lost. So after I went back and saw the bobble, I knew I wasn't crazy because I was like timing and judging it pretty well. Like I had a pretty good sense of how people were driving, and how like my car was versus their car at different times of the run, and when I could make moves, when I couldn't.
Yep.
And yeah, like I said, we just made contact, and I didn't want it to happen like that. I wanted to pass him clean, and I would have pulled away from him too, and it would have been better for me because then we wouldn't have had a caution, and then I would have had to. I had to work back again, so it was like a whole thing. It was actually me wrecking him there was a huge disadvantage for me, so I would have not preferred to do that.
Yeah,
but either way,
I actually mentioned something like, so you had done a great job. Oh, I mentioned something on the broadcast that you'd done a great job kind of reeling him in. It was kind of just unfortunate that when you got to him and you were in a position to make a pass, that you guys got into each other there, bringing out the caution, because it felt like you could have made it past him and then start to drive away. But
I was running 3/10 of a lap faster than anybody else on the track after about 30 laps on tires. But where my car was really good in the long run, it was really bad in the short run. Like, I was really tight on the entry at the beginning of runs. That's why I would just sit behind people for about 10-15 laps before passing them. And then, like, my car had come alive. I tried to do everything I could to my car, pit stop adjustment wise, on the last stop. And it worked. Obviously, I was able to hold them off using the combination of the top line and the top line, using the combination of the top line and just blocking air. It worked for me, but
I thought you were gonna say the wall.
Very bad. I also used the wall a couple of times because I was pushing way harder than I should have.
Yeah, we saw that.
That did happen. The wall actually saved me from getting past one time. I hit it perfectly and bounced right off. It was kind of very, very lucky. I got really lucky. All in all, I really was hoping that caution didn't come out with 20 to go, because I was like 4/10 faster at the time of caution than anybody else on the track, and I was gapping the field. So
Gotcha.
Even though everything didn't go my way today, I still managed to bring it home. So really happy. First repeat winner of the season. So the racing has been really awesome this whole season already. I still think I was just counting it off. I think there's 4 or 5 more guys that can still grab a win here too in the season. Stoltz is going to get one. Alan is definitely going to get one. He's just got to figure out his long run speed.
Sheets has been getting faster.
I think, Sheets is going to grab is going to grab one. Krauschek is going to steal one. There's a lot of guys that can win in this league, and it's been a lot of fun. And the racing has been really, really clean. Outside of just minor incidents, there hasn't been like huge field killing cautions like there has been in the past in some of the leagues that we've run. So
cool. Well,
I don't know if you heard yet, but I'm going to talk to you, because I might come and run Dega. I might do the I might do the Cletus McFarland and come run Dega.
Hey, we'd love to have you down there. You're always a blast to race with. So if you want to, feel free. We'd be happy to have you.
Yeah, right. So it might happen. You heard it here first. Corey Mott is going to make me a Cletus McFarland wrap for a Ford Mustang, and I am going to run as Cletus McFarland. You heard it.
Yep.
Well, there you go. Well, Corey, so are you guys, and kind of just taking a quick pulse of the drivers too? How do they feel about the field number? Is 20 around what you guys want to keep to maintain the racing, or are you guys looking to recruit some more?
So we're looking for about 25. My theory is because we're running 2 nights a week right now, it's really tough for some people to commit to that. So I think once we go back to what's it called, like 1 night a week or whatever,
sure,
single race,
we'll be back. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be. I want to say, I want to have right around 25. That's my goal.
Gotcha.
So if we can get 25, that'll make me happy. But 20 hasn't been bad. It's more noticeable these last 2 races. This last race wasn't that bad, but the previous race,
Phoenix
was noticeable. It's mainly because guys will crash out early when they're still getting used to the track temp. Like, track temp today was 10 or 12 degrees hotter at the beginning of the race compared to practice. So it was quite jarring for a lot of guys. You could tell that a lot of people were struggling because of that. But yeah, honestly, I'm not unhappy, and I don't think most people are unhappy. I think the quality of the racing, and there's like, enough people close to each other that it makes it fun no matter what. But if we had a few more, I wouldn't complain. I don't think anybody else would either.
Well, cool. So. All right. Yeah, it sounds good. I agree. I think once we get back to being on schedule with NASCAR and one race a week, we should see some more regulars come through. But yeah, the racing's been great. I mean, as you mentioned, with the long green flag run, sometimes we'll have some cars go down laps. But honestly, about first place through like 10th place, the racing's always pretty good. Always some good battles to follow. But again, great job bringing it home P1 tonight. How you feeling about Martinsville and Darlington next week?
Yeah, Martinsville is going to be one of those that you just try to survive, I'm never optimistic. I've never been in a clean Martinsville race in a league ever or in an official. So like I'm honestly like expecting it to be bad already. Yeah. I just hope everybody else comes in with the same mindset so we can just get through it and move on to Darlington, another super technical track. I seem to shine really well at these technical tracks like Homestead, Martinsville, Darlington, Phoenix. Those are definitely my strong suit. The faster mile and a half don't tend to go my way, sort of like the Vegases yesterday and whatnot. But yeah, we'll see. I'm always fast at short tracks, so I expect to be up there in the top 5. I'm just hoping we can keep it clean and maybe race Martinsville for once. Never had the opportunity to do that before. It's more just pacing.
Yep, I hear you. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna let you go. You get some good rest, and you have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you next week.
Absolutely. Yep. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Yep, not a problem. Have a good one.
Later.
That was the 77 machine. Corey Mott taking home the win tonight here at Homestead Miami Speedway. 300 miles around this track, and he came home P1. Caleb Sheets came home position 2. Vasquez 3rd. Johnson 4th. Bellinger 5th. Carlisle 6th. Stoltz 7th. Phillips 8th. Lisby 9th. And Ray Gill rounding out the top 10. And just to mention, Ledger missing top 10 by 1 spot, coming home P11. But great race tonight. Thank you guys for everybody. Thank you everybody for joining in the Twitch chat. Again, thank you so much for coming through and supporting the channel, supporting the Racing Network. We're very glad to have you here. Thank you, Bill and Ryan, for helping me out tonight as well.
Yep. Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah. Looking forward to next week. Should be fun calling Martinsville. Be interesting to see with the smaller field size if we can get some good racing there. But obviously, always a tough track to go to with any group of people, any group of race car drivers. So should be a fun time. We'll see you guys next week. Sorry, go ahead, Bill.
No, I was gonna say if we were running modifieds at Martinsville, I'd be in that race, but not in these cars.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But as for us and the team, we'll be here next week, Monday, Tuesday, same time, same place, here on the Crown Jewel Racing Network. We'll bring you Martinsville on Monday, right? Martinsville Monday.
Yep. Martinsville Monday, Darlington Tuesday.
Darlington on Tuesday. So 2 very unique tracks, very different tracks next week. So a lot of racing action coming your way. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. You guys have a good rest of your week and a good rest of your evening. Have a good one.
See ya.